Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas, or Merry Christmas just a few days ago. I hope you had a wonderful one. It was a very quiet one here, which was very welcome indeed. And as are you, you're all very, very welcome to what is our end of year show. This is the last one before we turn the corner into the unknown, which is 2025. And it's chaos already, okay? And it's beautiful chaos because we've had so many guests jump in and answer the invite that I threw out there, and thinking that maybe only a handful will respond. Oh, how wrong was I? So this could be an entertaining show from my perspective in terms of making sure I get everybody in and it all works. We've tested everything before, and it seems okay. So bear with us. So yeah, anyway, welcome to the show. Hope you had a fantastic Christmas. Welcome to everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's watching that's not in the chat, or if you're watching on catch-up, then welcome yourselves and thank you for coming to visit us after the fact. But you should really jump into the live shows. It's a lot of fun, I think. But we've got, what have we got today? So we've got lots of guests dropping in to say hi and wish you all season's greetings and glad tidings of the season, and we're going to be talking about or choosing our favourite pieces of gear and software from the year. We don't. It's not a serious thing. We basically have three categories. We've divided one of them into two to kind of give everybody a fair crack of the whip. And we will tell the manufacturers that we chose them. I've come up with a short list. I think Andrew's come up with a short list. Kent is going to cheat and use both of our short lists and just lump his seal of approval on the one that he wants, I'm sure. But we'd also like your input. So if we've forgotten something, because, you know, I've gone through like 12 months of news and stuff and hopefully picked out, you know, the best ones. But if I've forgotten something and you feel that it really does, you know, need to be put on there, then do let us know, and we'll consider it, and then I'll decide that my choice was the best one anyway. So that's how it works. When you're sort of like the head honcho, I have the final call, shall we say. I am the Simon Cowell of the Pro Synth Network tonight, except I haven't had all that work. But I need it. Anyway, especially after all the food I've eaten in the last few weeks.
Oh, God,
anyway,
yeah.
Indeed. Welcome to the show. Before we do anything else, let me just remind you of a few little things. If you haven't already, do give us a like and a comment, subscribe and a share. You know what to do. You know why to do it. It's all good fun. It does help the channel out. So if you could give us a big thumbs up during the show, that would really, really help. And if you're watching after the fact, let us know what you think as well. So you can do all of that. You can support us if you like to in a number of different ways. Probably the best way to do it is on the Patreon channel. So patreon.com/Pro Synth Network. You get lots of free stuff in there, including free videos, exclusive content. You get sounds and patches. There's been some new stuff just recently. We added some James Dyson presets for the Cherry Audio P10 last week. I've uploaded all of the Synthspiration videos so far. There's 9 or 10 of them in total. And they will continue to be uploaded there exclusively and ad-free and, you know, all isolated, so you don't have to go through the whole show to find them. So they're all there. And that applies also to our YouTube channel members, who can also benefit from all those free things. And both methods will cost you just a minimum of $2 a month. You don't have to stay subscribed. You can come in, you know, dig around, go off for a few months. It doesn't matter. Your pennies help keep this channel running, and we appreciate every single one of those. You can find us also on social media. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Blue Sky, Twitch, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Rather unsuccessfully, but we're all over that as well. And of course, have I mentioned we do merchandise?
No.
Yeah, we
No,
do.
really?
Look at this. It's got a fantastic page of merchandise, including Christmas jumpers, which you can now buy in advance for next year. Okay, so yeah, massive lead times on those, so you can get those in. But there's all sorts of items. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's dresses, there's laptop bags, dog collars, etc., etc. There's all that stuff in there, and we make a tiny little slice of money from those to help fund the channel. It's all goes into funding what we do here and what we do out on the road on the shows as we venture around the United Kingdom, taking lots of vintage synthesizers so that you guys can play them. It's all fun.
Don't we have a supermodel to model the Christmas jumper? Karen Spong or something like that?
We do. We'll have a look at them in just a moment, although he'll need to stand up and give us a twirl. Before we do that, if you have a question during the show, make sure you stick a big capital Q in front of it, just so that we can see it and plop it into the right bucket and then drag it out when it is appropriate. And we've got lots of questions for lots of guests, but bear in mind, we've got so many people that we might not be able to get to your specific question. We are all, I think, drinking a little bit of the alcohol tonight just to liven things up a little, or liven things down. I might fall asleep halfway through. I've had a couple of these already today. Cheers, and all the best to you and yours. I think that's pretty much all of the stuff out of the way, and we'll get on, first of all, by bringing in my generous, lovely co-hosts who have been with me for most of the last year, I think, apart from one or two occasional absences for illness, but we'll let those slide. Let's talk about our model. Let's bring him in. He's sporting the the Pro Synth Network Christmas jumper, which looks spectacular. Look at that. Look at the knitwear. Look at the knitting and the stitching. It's fantastic. That's rather good, that. I like that.
It's quality and warm.
Indeed.
Which this room, second, isn't.
Oh, dear. Well, with all that gear on, it should be nice and toasty.
No, I've turned on the heater.
Okay, yeah. That'll do. That'll do.
Yeah.
Did you have a good Christmas, sir?
Yes, particularly because the Christmas present that I bought myself arrived today.
What did you get? Anything interesting?
Well, it's much better than I thought, because I thought I was getting a second-hand one, but it turns out it's brand new.
Oh.
But for second-hand money, so I'm like...
But what is it?
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
He's got a Chrysler grill.
New grill for my 300C, because Fiona used the old one as a parking sensor. So...
Brilliant.
Look, but look,
You can barbecue
spanking.
on that, Kent.
Yeah.
Can't, it's plastic.
Oh. Quality American produce right there. Fantastic.
Remember, what was it, Bernie the Bolt?
That's it, yeah.
What was it, what was it called?
$6,400.
The Golden Shot.
Golden Shot. That's it. Golden Shot, yeah. Bernie.
And they'd have some blonde bit going.
Yeah, that's it.
Like that.
Anne Aston.
Indeed.
So
Well, I'm glad you... I was hoping for a synthesizer or a drum machine, but no, it's a Chrysler.
No,
300
I do that
grill.
all through the year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That is
Christmas is for buying things I don't get the rest of the time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Anyway, good to see you, mate. As always. And the other voice you heard there in the background was one Andrew Longhurst, who must be decidedly cold in the studio. He's got scarves and cravats.
Actually, my radiator, we've got a radiator in here, and the valve, I clonked it with a stand, and it broke off. So the heating's been on for a day and a half, full blast. Wow. And I just thought, can't do that. So I did a typical run and bodge it, sort of fix with some universal something and twisters. So it's now off, but all of this keeps me nice and warm, and the company we're in tonight.
Oh, yes, definitely so. Definitely so. Did you have a good Christmas, though? Apart
did.
from your radiator.
I did.
Good.
Yeah, no, we had it was very quiet, but we spent a lot of time talking to friends, and particularly family, as we were eating. We shared dinner across the UK and the globe, actually. We were all eating dinner at the same time via video link.
Wow.
Which was kind of interesting, except the mouthfuls that were occasionally shown. Yeah. But otherwise all good.
21st century way of having Christmas over the internet.
I don't think I'll ever do it again, but it was good fun to do it once.
Yes, there you go. Anyway, good to see you, as always.
You too.
And we have a veritable smorgasbord of fantastic guests who are all very patiently sitting out of sight, and I'm going to be bringing them in one by one in absolutely no particular order. We won't be bringing in any favourites. It'll just be whoever I think is smiling the broadest and making silly faces the most. I don't know. That's a challenge for them. Anyway, listen, what I want to do is, if anybody that I've invited is waiting in the wings, we're not entirely sure how many people we can contain in our kind of green room area. We know how many we can fit on screen at any one time. And at the moment, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 people here, including myself and the boys. So I'm hoping that that's okay. That means that if anybody does come in, we will come to you. Do stick around. Don't disappear, just like my heart has done. Let me just bring that back in. There we go. If the Matrix Brute is good for one thing, it's for drawing pretty patterns at Christmas. Anyway, shall we bring? Let's bring all three of us. Do you like my background as well? I've got special New Year's.
It's brilliant.
Look at that.
Absolutely brilliant.
It's not the cleanest of edits, but it will kind of jump around a little bit. But hey, who cares? If you're susceptible to flashing lights and stuff, look away now. Before I do anything else, I need to highlight a whole bunch of people who, over the course of the last few minutes, I believe, didn't these people actually join before? We've got Tassifi Music is a member. James Dyson is a member. Paul Artola, Sean Johnson Music, aka the Breathalyzer, Davey the Hug Monster, Cloudface, Ronald Wild, and Budget Keyboardist. I think those people might have got their memberships from a gift from last week. But welcome to all of you. As channel members and supporters, we appreciate every single one of you.
Very much.
So there we go. So that's that done. Welcome to everybody that's in the chat. We've got our moderators there. We've got Andy Synth Addict. We've I know now Andrew Brooks can't be here because he is at an EMOM. I believe it might be in Sheffield even with the lovely Grace Griffin. So he did say he would try and drop in and say hi, but he might not be around. So Andy, I think you are the sole moderator. Haven't seen Ben Musings in there at the moment. But look after our moderators because they look after you. And thanks ever so much for coming to join in with this show. Right,
and for all your help this last year. You guys have made this wonderful.
Thank you
so much.
We do it all for you. Let us bring in our very first guest. We should have a roulette. We should have done a roulette wheel. Just like pick. I don't know because I feel I might offend someone if I pick someone and I don't pick them. Them first. No, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll be gentlemen. We'll be utter gentlemen, and we will bring in ladies first.
I'm here.
And this lady is a very, very special lady. We love her dearly. We try and support her as much as we can, and we will continue to do so because she does amazing work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one, the only, Dina Perlman, everybody. Dina, how are you? Did you have a good Christmas?
I did. It was a Christmaca.
It was
Hanukkah,
of course,
yeah.
And a Christmas mixed
What is it?
together.
There's a trend in America where you say Happy Merry. Happy
I
Christmas.
don't know.
Merry
I say
Christmas,
that.
Happy
Is that a
Hanukkah.
thing? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a thing. I'm going to make it a thing. Happy Merry.
Well, you all say Happy Christmas, don't you, over there?
Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's the general, yeah. But anyway, was it good?
Oh, get off my lawn.
It was great. It was great. One of my cousins came over and
Nice.
a couple of close friends, and they all brought food, which was great. We just had to provide the
Brilliant.
house. They did the cooking.
Fantastic. Oh, that's brilliant. Even better.
Right?
Even better.
Right? Yeah.
Cool stuff. We're going to go around everyone and ask them about their favourite parts of the year, what they really enjoyed and what have you. But very quickly, Dina, what was the highlight of 2024 for you personally?
There was a lot of Stevie Wonder this past year, and that was fantastic. It was fantastic. I've been wanting to meet him since I was aware of, his music using my dad's synths, and I finally got to meet him. He finally stopped by the booth, and he played on our Pro Soloist and our 2600 and the like. And that was absolutely amazing. He was wonderful. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that was definitely a highlight. The other highlight was going to Italy with my husband.
Of course, yes. The old home country, as I call it.
Yes, and it actually has a family heritage on my mom's side, so it was really
of course, yes.
as well as just wonderful to go there with Ruperto and just have just an amazing time. It was perfect.
Fantastic. Listen, it's great to have you here. Stick around.
Thank you.
And let's bring in. I think we should bring in another ARP legend, don't you? I think we ought to.
With Italian,
with Italian connections, absolutely. It's only in the family. This gentleman has been a huge supporter of our channel, and we love everything that he does. He granted us an exclusive preview of his latest synth instructional course. You know him as Anthony Marinelli. We know him as a friend. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Thank
welcome
you.
all the way from Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm traveling all the way to Los Angeles from Los Angeles. So hi, Rob, Andrew, Kent, and hi, Dina. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
I'm really glad to be here. Yes, I love this channel. You guys do a very unique thing.
Very kind of you to say.
Talking about, not just synthesizers too, but it's like it's the season right now of love, I think. I mean, I hope it is. That's kind of the main point of a lot of this stuff and all the celebrations. So I think you guys kind of do it throughout the whole year, because you have a real love for obviously what you do, and it comes across, and I think that's the appeal, and I love feeling that. So I will come here as often as I can.
Oh. And we will have you as often as you grant us that honor. We love having you on. We love what you do. We really are huge fans. I can't say
Thank you.
That enough.
We're excited. This year is be another, we're really excited. We actually have an audience now. It's
absolutely.
Because it was our first year, basically, the first 6 months, and then we had last year, and the course is out. So we're getting an amazing response on that. Fantastic. And then we have plans to do fun stuff. We're going to be at Super Booth. We're going to be at NAMM. So if anybody wants to,
that's going to be a few.
You're going to be on a panel with us.
Yeah, I'm going to be on a panel with Dina.
Cool.
Wow.
Who's on tell everybody about the panel.
Mark Isham, Michael Stein, Cynthia Cherish, Lil DJ, and Anthony Marinelli, and it's going to be all about. It's called Art Behind the Screens. So it's about sound design and working with soundtracks on television and the movies.
Yeah, I was going to say Michael Stein that's somebody I'd like to hear talk, because his work is just recently, obviously, has been fantastic. That sounds a lot of fun. I wish I was coming, but I will see you at Super Booth for sure, Anthony. I will hunt you down and find you, and we will talk and have beer and stuff. So listen, let's see, we've got 3 people. Let's bring somebody else in from the United States of America, so we then got a nice even balance, and then we'll maybe sort of do that. Let's see who we've got. We've got a great list of people here. I know he's chomping at the bit, but I'm going to go to this gentleman because he was recently on the show, and he put together a fantastic raffle prize for another one of the organizations we love to support, and it is the one and only Chris Meyer, everybody.
Hey.
How's everyone doing?
I've got to say, Chris, turn that off. That is a fantastic wallpaper you've got behind you. That's surely not a real thing, is it?
No.
No,
Nothing's moving. It can't be real.
That is a fact. I have been following your posts and how you've been building this space out. It looks incredible. It's is it anywhere near complete yet?
It's all assembled at long last. I'm sitting in the mix end of the room right now, and it's all wired up and running. I've got surround sound working, Dolby Atmos down here. I have a lot of work to do down on the instrument end. I still have to do all the wiring, audio and USB and all that, and MIDI down at the instrument end. And you can kind of see in the distance a couple of my modular machines back in the distance there.
Just a few.
And that's going to be the project for the next few months.
Awesome.
Chris,
that looks amazing.
Just so you know, if you ever need to learn anything about synthesis, Anthony's got some really good courses. And I know, it's just because I know it's new to you. I know it's new, but
yeah, I prefer the approach where you just plug inputs into inputs, outputs into outputs, and we'll see what smokes first.
Indeed. Just very quickly, the Bob Moog Foundation raffle, which finished 7 days ago, and the winner was announced just before Christmas, and he's a friend of all of ours, I think. Young Vince, should I say, not old Vince, young Vince. What a fantastic guy to win that prize. How was that whole experience for you, especially right up to the end when they announced the winner?
Oh, it was a lot of fun to put that system together. I mean, we had over 30 vendors participate in that. It was a big project, but everyone was ever so generous. And the really funny thing about Vince winning it is Vince is, He works at MEAP. We have all these vintage synths, and he says, "I know how to use the vintage modulars. I've been afraid to get into Eurorack." He said. So
there you go.
Okay, this is his deep immersion into the Eurorack world, but since we built that as a tribute system to the old Moog modulars, there'll be a good transition for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Baptism of fire with that machine. Undoubtedly. No, it was great to see somebody as deserving as him, somebody who works so hard for our community, along with his family and his colleagues, some of which frequent our chat as well. So it was really, really cool to see that. So congratulations to Vince, and congratulations to the Bob Moog Foundation for another successful raffle. And of course, Deanie, Deanie, you're on a big fundraising drive at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, we have a lot of activities next year. Actually, that's like next week. Commences the 100th. What would you call it? I still can't quite work it out.
Centenary of your father's birth.
The centennial of my father's birth.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is, it's a big occasion. I think he is the first of the 20th century synthesizer pioneers to reach. He was the first one to have been born, I guess, in that century, 1925, June 7th, 1925. So we have a huge year of events. I have some lectures. We have a concert planned at the NAMM Museum and at MEAP. We're going to be doing events at both at MEAP and the NAMM Museum. If I can manage, to get to Super Booth, I'd like to just at least come and maybe arrange something for next year. We have the talk, of course, the tech talk that's going to happen at NAMM. Let's see, Chris and I are working on some projects as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot. So what I really suggest is people subscribe to our newsletter and to our social media to keep an eye on what's happening as we unroll. We're going to have a lot of save the dates coming up, and very excited to have everyone join us as much as humanly possible.
I really hope you make it to Super Booth, because I can't wait to see you again, and that would be
great. It would be so great. Yes,
absolutely.
I will be at Synthfest UK.
Oh, brilliant! Well, then we're guaranteed a connection again this year. That's lovely.
Yes,
brilliant.
Absolutely.
And listen, do keep us informed about everything that you're doing, because we will push it out there and promote it as much as we can and get you as much support as we can from this side of the pond for everything that you're doing. You're doing sterling work, so and we appreciate you and everything that you do.
I will say, we are looking for fundraising for a traveling exhibit that we're creating. There's several museums that are interested in working with us, and in order to provide material to bring to them, because we're going to be creating a traveling exhibit, and that is one of our fundraising goals. So
awesome, that sounds fantastic. Do give us all the information and we'll stick it out there. Right, let's bring in somebody else. Let's redress the balance. Well, not redress the balance, let's put it in our favor on the British side of the pond, and we'll bring in a gentleman who is, and I'm not blowing smoke up his proverbial, but he's one of the best synth YouTubers, live synth YouTubers out there. He's a dear friend. I love to meet him in person every year, as we tend to. He always shoves a camera and a microphone in my face and then asks me a really awkward question like, why this, or what's that? It's the one and the only Jason Jervis.
Hey! Merry seasonal greetings.
Joined by Jackson, no less.
Well, he has to be in every single screenshot, doesn't he? He just he has that sense that it's going to come on, that he's going to be there, and he needs to be on my modular.
Tart. He's a tart.
He is. He
is.
Look at him.
Gorgeous. Look at him. Just make him do that thing we all like. There you go.
This
there
bit,
you go.
This bit, the spot. The spot. There it is.
Yeah. Cats and synthesizers. You cannot beat that combination. Jason, how was your Christmas? Did you have a good one?
It was good. See, I think.
There he goes.
I think with that. Yes, it was good. Dad. Thank you. Yeah. There you go. Sit still. Sit still.
It reminds me. Where is my pencil sharpener?
Kent.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was good, thanks. Yeah, lots of time with the family, some chill days, and some time with the modular as well. So it's been a successful kind of.
So it wasn't all good fun
all round.
Sorry,
come on.
Couldn't resist. couldn't resist.
I'll get you. I'll get you one of these days, Robbie.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. No, it's great to have you as always. Great to see you and Jackson. Bless him. Let's bring in, because I want to get everybody in, because I want time to do stuff. Let's redress the balance once again. He's itching, he's chomping at the bit, I know, because he loves to come on the show and he loves to entertain and inform, as always. He's the author of such books as Synth Gems. He's been in the industry longer than probably most of us have been alive, and he looks that way too. It is the one and the only Dr. Mike Medley. Welcome, sir.
That guy.
Hello, all you nice people in the computer.
He's even in black and white.
I know.
What's it like in the 30s?
Don't get me started on this stinking camera.
Sepia toned, isn't it? Look at that. He even looks.
Yeah, I know, sepia toned. Actually, that's how long I've been in the studio. This is my natural skin color.
Just chill, dude.
It's been a while, Mike. How the hell have you been?
Not drunk enough yet.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Oh, thank God it's alcohol.
It's been
I thought you'd just been at the desk a long time.
It's been a year. It really has.
But it's been a good year, especially for Bukes.
Bukes has finally gotten out the door what was easily the biggest, toughest project we've ever done, and probably in the long run the most rewarding. Mini Moog book. We got it out the door.
It was a great book.
And that was a great experience.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
A lot of peak experiences. One of which I should mention is that I got to meet and become friends with a certain Mr. Anthony Marinelli, whose contribution to the book was absolutely invaluable. People might not know, but aside from a few patches that we have, patches in the book, Mini Moog patches that came from the original artists, Anthony helped us piece by piece recreate all of the other famous patches from history, and he did such a gorgeous job, and we're so grateful.
Thank
so
you,
Anthony,
what a
God
man.
love you.
What a dude. What an absolute dude.
And it's
Good Christmas?
Well, Hanukkah.
Hanukkah, sorry, yes.
Yeah, no, it's actually, we were able to do both. We actually had two parties on Wednesday. We went to the house of a young couple whose kids are wonderful, and we ate and celebrated with them. And then we did our traditional Christmas thing of going to the house of another friend with a widescreen TV and trying to decide if the BBC has actually managed to yet again top themselves with the worst Doctor Who Christmas special ever.
Oh, that's fighting words.
And
No,
some of them have been really good, but this one was in the bottom half, I think.
It's awful.
Well, I'm going to stop you there with it because I
No,
want to bring somebody in. I want to bring somebody in shortly who will rebuke. I'm sure that quite vociferously. It's not me, but I will bring them in shortly. Great to see you, Mike. Thanks for joining in. I want to get the rest of the people who are very patiently waiting into the show. Look, what's he got there? He's got his Doctor Who annual.
The only Doctor Who there ever was.
Tom Baker, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tom
Agreed.
Baker.
Absolutely.
Love the man.
Let's bring in somebody who's been very instrumental, and I meant that pun completely. He's been very instrumental in the travelling success of the Pro Synth Network. As you know, we try to take. No, it wasn't Jackson. We try and take vintage synthesizers out onto the road and preferably into the halls of shows and let people play them and access them. And this year was the 40th anniversary of an instrument that I love and a company that I have a very strong affection for. It was the 40th anniversary of the Emulator 2. And we were helped no end by one particular gentleman who supplied a lot of the gear. I put a few bits in, but his contribution was stellar. So much so that his Emulator 2 is still sat here in my studio because I nicked it from him and he's not getting it back. I'll fight him for it. It's the one and only Peter James Stephen, everybody.
Hello. Happy Merry Christmas, everyone.
Good to see you, sir. I mean, I've seen you a lot this year, let's be honest.
Yeah, very true.
Where have we been? We've been to Sheffield.
Yeah.
We've been to Cambridge.
Yeah.
We've been to Bristol.
Bristol.
Yeah. And we were in Norwich. Did you
We
come
were
to
in-
Norwich?
No, I didn't come to Norwich last year, but I'm coming this year.
Yeah,
Sorry,
absolutely.
next year. And we were at Super Booth together as well, don't forget.
We were at Super Booth, so all the shows, he follows me around.
I know.
No, it's terrible. But listen, mate, I meant everything I said. You have been such a great help to us delivering the other side of what we do here. We do the weekly shows, but we really love to get vintage instruments. Yeah. It's just to get those vintage instruments in front of people. I'm sure you had a lot of people approach you like I did, who are just so grateful, not just to see these things in the flesh, but to actually play them. And of course, we met Dave Rossum, the emu father himself.
Highlight of my year, that was.
Yeah,
fantastic.
And
Great guy.
you got I got one thing signed.
Well,
you got pretty much his entire product history signed.
Graffiti artist, wasn't he?
I know, he was just wandering around putting his moniker and everything. So you got the E2 signed. You had what else did we have there? E3.
Does somebody here work for EMU or used to work for EMU? Never mind.
Don't think so.
No,
I don't
Used
think
to work
so.
for. Oh, I don't know if anyone knows. No, we're not pretending.
no.
Sorry, I'd say it.
Sure he did.
But it was great to actually sort of to get him and his baby, because his eyes went like this when he saw half the stuff. Yeah, when we opened up the E1 and he was just pointing at things and going, let me tell you about how we did this, and let me tell you about how we did. Everyone's just like gathering around, and it was just it was amazing. It was really
and for
amazing.
him as well. I think he loved it as well.
Yeah,
It wasn't just,
I think he did.
Fantastic.
But so listen, thank you from the bottom of my heart and from everybody that joined us. Really, really do appreciate what you did for us and help us get all of this stuff out on the road.
Some ideas for next year as well. So
we're working on those. So should be some good stuff. So do come and see us. We will be at we'll be at Super Booth in person. We won't be bringing gear because that's just too much in airline fees. But we will definitely be at Cambridge Synthesized Synthfest. We should be there. We're still working on that. They've kind of gone down for a little while we sort that out. And
definitely Bristronica,
yeah, of course, yeah. How can I forget?
So, Robbie, can we get you over to NAM or not? Do we know?
I don't think we can afford it this year, But if some people want to buy more merchandise, we never know. You never know.
We might have to have a chat about that, Robbie. I'd like to get you over there.
I would like to get over there because I've got so many friends out there that I would love to meet on their own home turf. It would be fantastic.
Well, NAM's getting replaced now by a sister show called Buchla and Friends.
Of course, yes, that's another thing that's happening just up the road. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Yeah, we saw a bit of that last year. Brilliant. Great to have you with us, Peter. Thank you for joining us. Let's see if we can squeeze somebody else in. I've got two people left. I know that if I choose one, the other one's going to get really, really upset. Who is going to be the least upset with me? Oh, I don't know.
Who lives the furthest away?
Who lives the furthest away? There's a good one. This company, who this gentleman represents in a fantastic fashion, has been as prolific this year as they have been in every other year in bringing us some of the most amazing software synthesizers and other things at the most amazing price points that you can imagine. And they have been super generous to us. They always give us their time to come on the show and talk about stuff. But this is the gentleman you rarely see because he's in the background doing all the hard work. And I'm sure Dan and Mitchell would agree. And he's nodding in the background there. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't see him often here on the show. You see him quite frequently in the chat. It is America's #1 Doctor Who fan and about to kick Dr. Mike's ass. It is Robert St. John of Cherry Audio.
Good to see you,
Robert.
Hi, everyone.
Good to see you, Robert. Welcome.
Yay, Robert.
Hi, Dina.
So good to see you.
How are you and how was your Christmas? How was your Christmas?
It's been marvelous. I mean, for me, the biggest thing is finally just having time to take a break. It was been a whirlwind year. Both at Cherry Audio and just personally, that comes with having like 4 cats and 3 chihuahuas and
the Dalek.
And my wife. My wife had her holiday shows, so it's been finally it's been a very, very welcome break, and getting to sit down and actually play some of these.
I know, right?
Synthesizers. It's like the one thing I've missed more than anything else this year until now.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool, and I mean this with all due respect to other people that work in the marketing industry within the synthesizer world, but to have a marketing guy who is actually just entrenched in synthesizers and has a massive love and passion for them and isn't just doing it as a purely marketing role is fantastic. So, your experience, your knowledge really, comes through, and, we appreciate everything that you do for Cherry and also for us as well, because you're kind of like, you're the middleman for us. We come to you, you come to us, and then Dan and Mitchell come on the show, and then you provide us with all of the marketing assets and everything.
I make things happen.
Synergy. It's all about synergy. That's it. Now we're going to try and see if we can bring in somebody else, but StreamYard tells me that I'm only allowed 10 people on the screen. I'm not sure if that includes the host as well. But Kent has already volunteered very kindly to sit back in the background, and we'll bring him back in as and when. So let me first of all try and bring in this gentleman. If I press the button, does he join? No, he doesn't. So Kent, we'll catch you back in a minute, but don't go away.
Rob,
okay? So
I could jump. Jump.
No. Kent's already offered, so he's fine. It's fine. We see him every week. We don't see you.
Oh,
so
Not for want of trying on my end.
Well, this is true. All right, Kent, we will see you. We'll see you shortly. Don't go anywhere, because I want to bring in this gentleman who's been doing some fantastic work with companies like Sonicware, and he's also been doing work recently with the likes of, and I hope I'm not breaching any NDAs here, Stylophone. He's doing some fantastic stuff. He's a brilliant musician as well. He's a super lovely guy, and I'm so disappointed that at Bristronica we were both there all the time, and all we got to do was kind of say hello in passing. I went to fiddle with his knobs, should I say, and he was talking to other people, and then by the time it was terrible. But this guy is a good friend of mine, and I really enjoy having him on the show. It's Chris Lodi, everyone.
Yay!
Hello.
So, Chris, you look like you're in some sort of Antarctic laboratory with all your headgear.
Well, when I came in here, it was cold, and I've had the fire going, and it's now 20 degrees, so I can take this off. But my sister got me this for Christmas. I just wanted to
no, absolutely. Yeah.
Leave it on, Chris.
Cool. So how are you? Because I haven't seen or spoken to you since Bristronica, so it's been a little while. Have you been busy?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's been a hell of a year. Yeah, just between my day job and my music stuff, just like wall-to-wall work, just work.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
What Robert was saying, very similar. I've been doing music work, and then nothing for myself. Just really want to get in the studio and just make some of my own stuff, over Christmas, and that's what the break's about for me.
Absolutely.
I met Jason too at Bristronica.
I think everybody did.
But you won't remember me.
He's such a tart. Such a tart.
He's everywhere.
Yeah,
he's everywhere. No, he absolutely. No, it was really great to see you there, and of course you're doing some work with Stylophone, who've released a couple of new things this year so far. The theremin type instrument, and there you go. And what's the other one called?
The CPM DS2, the little mini modular.
Yeah, that rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? CPM DS2.
I've got it.
But it's kind of like a drone machine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It's kind of self-playing. You can just route its own LFOs into the oscillators and the filters and stuff, and get it rolling that way. Yeah. And then it's URAC compatible, so you can run your CV in anyway and expand it from there. But it's a little self-contained thing. It'll just run on its own if you've got nothing else.
Yeah. Cool. Well, until you mentioned the horrible Eurorack word, I had to admit that I was playing with that and the theremin whilst you were busy schmoozing with customers and stuff, and I actually preferred the little module than I did with the theremin stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people really enjoy it.
Really like that.
It's got some really nice effects in as well, so it's not just like a dry sound. You've got a nice big wet reverb and delay.
Really nice sounding thing.
You can get some really interesting stuff out of it. Yeah,
for sure. Brilliant stuff. Right. Great to have you here, Chris. Thanks ever so much for joining us. I have a feeling that we'll be talking privately more soon with developments in other things. I look forward to that very much, but we shan't say anything. Yeah. We do have somebody else to bring in, but I need to drop somebody out. So, Andrew, would you mind terribly if I just popped you out? You're still going to be around. We'll bring you back in as soon as... I love doing this. Hit remove. Boom. He's gone. I love it. Oh, sense
feeling
of
of power.
I know. Yeah. This gentleman that I'm going to bring in now, I think is a friend of everyone because he's been around. He was one of the first people that really caught my eye in the synthesizer YouTube world. And he's a very cool guy. He's incredibly knowledgeable. And that knowledge and passion has rewarded him with a job at one of the most exciting new synthesizer companies in the last 5 to 6 years or so. Let's wait until he's facing the camera. Let's welcome everybody, the one and only Ken Flux Pierce.
Hey.
How you doing, brother?
I am in cleaning and maintenance mode.
Hey. Is that Buchla module fixed yet that you were working on last night?
Fixed is a very esoteric term when it comes to old Buchla modules.
This is true. This is true. It's making a sound then of some description.
It sounds like a cat that's being flogged with an iron pan right now, but it technically it's working, but we'll see.
Cool.
So it actually sounds like a Buchla.
When used by someone like me.
Yeah.
Sorry,
how was your
Christmas,
Ken? How was your Christmas?
It was very good. I mean, the primary concern was to make sure that the kids had a great time, and they all seemed to be quite happy. And so I'm happy about that. As long as I can keep my kids happy, I'm happy.
And you got some nice jewelry there around your neck, I see.
Yeah. I've been doing a bunch of tests and stuff over here, so I'm trying to clean up my workstation to the right of me. And
nice.
There's a lot of cables and everything laying around. So.
It looks
and
like,
as you can tell, I have boxes kind of everywhere as well. So I'm trying to.
It looks like a room that you could totally get lost in, both figuratively and literally.
I always struggle when I see people's studios and they're like pristine, and I'm like, that's not a working studio.
This is true. This is true.
Like, even my friends that are like insanely meticulous with all of their wires and everything, even those studios, like the desk at least has stuff all over it. You know?
Yeah. Can I tell you a dumb quote from my synthesizer teacher, Clark Spangler?
Oh, what? Bring you on, sorry.
My synthesizer teacher, Clark Spangler. I learned synthesizer from a teacher who learned it from Paul Beaver. But I used to take synthesizer lessons with him. But to get to the point, he had this little placard thing on his synthesizer desk that said, "A creative mess is better than tidy idleness."
That's a very good point. That's a really
Midwestern rhyme. It's a Midwestern U.S. But he made a mess of it. It was always a mess.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, most creatives, not all creatives, but most creatives have that kind of scatterbrain mentality, and it's like, you know, if you're not doing 4 things at once, you're not really being as productive as you could be.
Tidy idleness.
Yeah.
I always use that excuse when I sort of like my wife comes in and says, "Why is all this?" And I use that excuse. But then when I go into my son's bedroom and it's an absolute bomb site, and I go, "You need to tidy this up," and I'm thinking, "Hang on a minute." Yeah. So
I guess
you can clean it afterward. It's okay to clean it afterward, but you just
absolutely.
drop a bomb.
The problem is, Anthony, there's never an afterward.
Yes, there is.
And what I learned. What I learned in the
nowhere otherwise.
I don't know. The line we always used to use was, "A clean desk is a sign of a sick mind."
These are all good adages here, right?
I wish my husband could hear this right now, because he's not. Sometimes my penchant for stuff. To be desired.
I'm conscious of the time. We're almost halfway through the show, and we've got everybody that's joined in so far. Hopefully there'll be a few more people popping around to say hi and wish you all the season's greetings. But before we do that, this show is primarily the end of year show, where we like to decide what instruments, what software synthesizers, what production tools have really caught our eye this year. And so I want to attack that right now. And we're going to cover one of the sections, and I'm going to maybe go around, and you don't have to have an answer, but if you have something that you would like to maybe put your weight behind, you can help us make a decision, and then we'll choose the winner of that particular category, and then we'll tell the manufacturer for all that they care, or probably not. But no, there were some, actually, was it last year? Some manufacturers did actually put our little badge on their website, which was very nice. But let's have a look. Let's start with the best production tools of 2024, and this is a fairly short category, but please do add to this. We use the term production tool because we didn't want lots of categories for lots of separate things. So these are things that aren't specifically hardware or software synthesizers or drum machines or instruments per se, but they are tools which will help you in your production, whether it's a digital audio workstation or whether it's a piece of hardware, maybe an effects processor of some description, something like that. I've compiled a short list of some of my favorites, and I will bring in my colleagues to give me their suggestions as well. But take a look at this, everyone, and see if you agree or disagree with the 5 things that I've picked out this year that have impressed me pretty much. So there was Ableton Live 12, which was a fantastic upgrade to a digital audio workstation that is the favorite of many people for its very unique way of enabling music production. Excuse me. Cubase 14, a very significant improvement, as I am told, because I've been out of the Cubase loop for many years, got back in with 14, and those that were on previous versions have told me that this is a significantly much better version of Cubase, much more stable, and loads of extra new features. The third thing I've chosen is Arturia's Audio Fuse X8 boxes. So they did 2 boxes in and out, and they're basically ADAT expansions for audio interfaces that provide you with 8 channels each of input and output at up to 96 kilohertz ranges.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I've got a real frog in my throat here.
Well,
and finally,
okay.
Slate Audio Raven MTI Max 4K, which rolls off the tongue.
Not that one.
The Slate Audio systems, I've seen Kent's, and it's a very impressive thing. This is his Slate Audio tool, not anything else. And this is large touchscreen environment, which really...
There, man. Get it out! Get it out!
Thank you very much. But it is, for some people, the absolute centerpiece of their studio. I'm going to, let me think, who doesn't want or hasn't got any real interest in this that I could possibly drop out to bring in Kent and Andy? Would anybody mind me just popping you in the back?
Well, I can tell you,
You can
let
pop
me
in the
go.
back as well.
Best production tool for me is my audio engineer. So
Okay.
I don't know anything about this.
All right, fair enough. So I will just drop you back into the green room, and I'll bring in, let me see, I'll bring in Andrew first. Here we go. And does anybody else want to pop out?
I'll drop out.
Oh, Peter says, okay, all right, Peter, then we'll just put you into the lounge, shall we say. Have yourself a cup of tea and a French fancy. There we go. And let's bring back in Kent, because I know Kent's got a little skin in this game as well, so I would like his... Stop playing your instruments, Kent.
What?
Oi, stop. We don't need...
What? I was keeping myself busy, wasn't I?
That's very true. Okay, so listen, best audio production tool. Has anybody got anything else that they would like to maybe add to this list? And this is specifically things that came out in 2024. So whether it's a new version of a piece of software or a brand new item. Anybody got any suggestions? Chris has
a suggestion.
Chris, go ahead.
Audient Audio audio interface. Audient Audio.
Yeah. Yes.
It's the most cost-effective spatial audio controller that's been out among all the choices.
Nice.
Someone's finally done it right for people trying to get into spatial audio.
Somebody write that down, because I haven't got the pen and paper, but we need to make it.
I can write it down.
Okay, go on.
Give me it again, Chris.
Audient.
Audio.
Got it.
Okay. Chris Lodi was holding something up. Go for it.
Far more lowbrow, but the
yes. That was going to be one of mine.
Yeah,
mine too.
Can you just remind everybody what that is?
Yep, it's a Zoom Live Track L6. I got very excited when this was announced, and it seemed like nobody else was.
Oh no!
If that had a few more channels, that might have made my list of mixers that I'm going to use when we go out on the road. I'll tell you later what I think we're doing. But that is incredible because not only is it a compact unit that can record as well, can't it?
Yep.
But it also has 32-bit floating points. So basically, you don't have to worry about the levels. Just record,
whack it
in, and then deal with it later. It's amazing. Yeah. What? No, that's a really good call. Somebody's waving his hand at me. What do you want?
Hello. I've got two kind of left field ones because I chose the Audio Raven MTI 4K as well because it's moved on. I didn't like it when it came out, but it's moved on, so I quite like that. But I've got two really odd ones here, which you may or may not think are production tools, but I believe they are. And they are Chris Mayer's library of production, how to do stuff with synths, etc., and also Anthony's. And Anthony's dropped out and he's off somewhere at the moment, but those tools are just amazingly good at getting people into the all of audio, not just synthesis, all of audio. And once you've got that, you can then start making informed choices and start, once you've got those skills, I think these guys do amazing work. So those are my two additional
some good stuff there, some absolutely points well made.
Informed choices are super overrated.
So say again, Ken.
I said informed choices are super overrated.
Very true. Very true. I'm going to set a vote up here in the YouTube chat. So whilst I do that, so we've had. Do you know what? My choice was going to be Cubase 14 because I was a massive Cubase fan for so many years, from the 1980s right up until the early 2000s when they lost me, and I came back in with, at the back end, I came back in at Cubase 13, and then about 2 months later, they brought 14 out, and I was like, okay, it seems like they might have won me back over slightly here. Before we do anything else, and to give me a chance to put the poll up in the chat, because what I think we should do is we should ask, maybe we should come up with our top 3 and then ask the audience to decide. What do you think? I think that might be a good idea. I'm going to go to Kent though first, because Kent's got skin in the game on 2 of these things. One is Cubase, who he's a massive fan of. We can't wrench him away from it. The other one is the Slate, because you are a Slate owner. Maybe not this particular model, but you are a Slate owner. What do you think about these things, sir?
Well, the Slate, imagine a high definition 27-inch iPad. It's just gorgeous to use, because I like to use a Rolly, and that means that I don't have any room for a keyboard and a mouse in front of me. And of course, because I can do everything in Cubase from the Slate, problem solved. Everything's much quicker. I can draw curves into the compressors. I can 10-touch, controls for the mixer and stuff like that. It's like, fantastic. Yes, it's expensive. Oh my god, it's a nightmare to set up. But once it's up and working and kicking, it's the dog's doodars.
And the latest version. Well,
the latest version. I mean, I've got version 4 software on this, even though the hardware is still an MTI 2. It's bought it kicking and screaming out of the early 2000s. But as far as Cubase is concerned, coming from 13.3, I think it was, or 13.5, something like that, into 14, the biggest significant difference that I found is they'd used a 4 in the name instead of a 3. And that was pretty much it. And it was, 100 odd quid for, now you can have a 4 in your name. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and literally, I mean, all right, there was one significant thing that changed, but it seemed to be very specific to me, because I haven't found anybody else that's complained about it. But when I was using, what's the new one? Sequoia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cubase would sit up there, and it would just flicker all the time. It just blah, 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 like that all the time. 14 did, obviously, it fixed that, and to be honest with you, it was worth it just for that. because it was like having a slight psychotic episode in one eye.
Yeah.
All the time I was working. It was driving me mad. But yeah, Cubase certainly. But I mean, at the same time, we are aware of Blue Cat Audio's patches.
Yes. Yeah. Blue Cat have done some great work.
Yeah. Now, any piece of software that allows you to use VST 2 and 3, regardless of what your machine is and what its OS is, and not even have to have an audio interface. That's a clever piece of kit.
Yeah. Good call. Right, so let's see. I've got on my list. Ken. What's he waving in front of us there?
Yeah, it looks as dusty as mine did when I pulled it out of the cupboard when the new software came out.
Is that a Slate? Is it?
Yeah, I got 2 of these that I stole from my buddy Just Blaze, and it's still collecting dust at the moment.
Wow.
It's a discipline. It is
Robbie,
a discipline.
Yes,
could
Mike,
I
go
add
ahead.
one more item to the list, please?
Of course, yeah.
It is what I am wearing. Audio Technica in
His shirt.
2024. No, not my shirt. No.
The shirt from the 1920s.
No, Audio Technica in 2024 finally addressed the streaming audience. And they created a new version of the very popular ATH-M50X headphones called the ATH-M50X STS streaming set. This is an Audio Technica 50X, which everybody knows the sound of. And they've added a really, well, I guess if people don't like the sound of the voice, blame it on me. They've added a really nice condenser mic. It's available in 2 versions. You can get the one I have, which has an XLR that runs on phantom power, and stereo, mini jack or 1/4-inch jack for audio. You can pay an extra $10 and have one that just goes straight in on USB-C, and you can set it up that way. But this has really been a game changer for me. I had a Lawton Audio, well, I've still got it, a Lawton Audio LS208 condenser mic that I was using on a boom for a long time, but the ability to have something where you can just put it on, have really good audio quality for stuff you do, and for the best part of all for you guys is that if you do this,
that's getting my vote hands down.
That's getting my vote too.
And
that's certainly got it. Yeah.
Seriously, guys, it's really affordable quality, and it has changed how I do my radio shows. It's wonderful. So
yeah,
thanks for that.
Good.
Nice.
No, thank you.
I want to throw out a couple other quick things.
Go on then, go for it.
That aren't on that list. One that I was personally really surprised that I liked was Ableton Move.
Of course.
I was really actually, because that's usually not my bag, is devices that are like super small like that, and I tend to use them as toys, and you get a little bit of inspiration and then you get rid of them.
Yeah.
Jervis,
but that
we're
one,
waiting for them to make an Ableton turn.
I was legitimately surprised when I used it and how intuitive and how much fun it was to actually use it, just kind of walking around.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to fall in love with it. Yeah.
So that thing actually surprised me, and it gets a honorary mention.
We gave it a lot of love when we reviewed it as well. We gave it a lot of love. I think we were as surprised as you.
Yeah. We've got a couple of guys here who are just really using the heck out of it and doing some amazing stuff. I was actually going to mention it when we got to out of, but I didn't really consider it a production tool. But I guess it sort of is.
It kind of falls more into that category than the other 2, which are basically hardware or software synthesizers. So we'll take that. So I'm going to make an executive decision here. I'm going to put 3 items up for vote in the YouTube chat. I've picked out of what we've just discussed here, and apologies if I haven't picked the one that you loved, but thank you for mentioning the stuff anyway. Cubase 14, the Zoom LX, which I completely forgotten about, and I'm kicking myself. So thank you, Chris, because everyone is raving about that.
Yes,
absolutely.
And then I'm going to throw what Ken put in, Able to Move, because again, that's something that just slipped my mind, and a lot of people have been getting very excited about that. So I'm going to give this, let's say, 10 minutes. In the YouTube chat, there's going to be a poll. Please vote for the one option that you think is the best production tool of 2024, and they will win our coveted prize of a ping file of an image of a badge. That's all they get. That's all they get. Here we go. There it is. The vote is going live in the chat now. So have at it. Let us know. I need to bring somebody else in because we've got somebody waiting, and I know he's probably got patients waiting. It is our favourite resident orthodontist. I hope I've given him the right name there. He is another doctor. It's Dr. Manny Fernandez, everybody. Welcome.
Hey. Hey.
That's not your surgery. That's not your surgery.
What?
That's not your... If my dentist had a grand piano, I would be visiting very regularly. How are you, sir?
I am very well, very well. Hope everyone
Great to
had
see
a wonderful holidays so far, and looking forward to the new year.
Yeah. So, did you have a good one?
I had a very nice one, a little different. Me and my brother put on all the holiday festivities just because my mom is not at the age that she can pull it off well without help, so we just took over.
Awesome.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, good stuff.
And here's how I rate holidays. It's a success when nothing burnt, no one got food poisoning, and there were no arguments at the end of the night.
That's the one. Right there.
That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
All you need. All you
need.
need.
A very good time. And yeah.
How was 2024 for you on a music technology level? I know you've been working on a lot of things. One in particular came out just before the middle of the year.
I was very, very happy to see the Muse finally released, and that was a great project to be on. And other stuff I can't talk about, but a lot of great gear. I mean, you know how much I accumulated this year for better or worse.
Didn't you find something in your Christmas stocking
this year? I found actually that was the only one that I let my wife know I had. There were 4 others.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Distract them and then slide them in the back door.
No one will know. No one.
She doesn't watch this show, does she?
Hayden does not watch this show. Hayden does not watch it.
Well, I'm slightly glad, but I'm also slightly disappointed that she doesn't. That's just, we've got to rectify that. Next time I see her, I shall tell her.
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of nice stuff in 2025.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year so far. It's shaping up to be good.
Looking forward to seeing a lot of these disreputable people at NAMM.
Yep.
And all that sort of stuff. I saw Anthony and Dina went on earlier, so looking forward to them as well.
They'll be popping back in just shortly, yeah.
I know Chris and Mike will be causing mayhem like they always do. And Luis Flux will be tied down to the booth, so Glenn will have him on a leash.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
Ken's doing some delicate work there.
Yeah, he's just like, look at that.
No, drill. That's the wrong drill. You need a bigger bit. I'm just telling you.
It always needs a bigger bit.
I'm modifying my cable stand. Like, this is my Eurorack cable stand here.
Yeah.
And I'm modifying it so that I can put my, which I already modified. I built it myself, but I'm modifying it so I can take my little screwdrivers and just kind of store them right in there.
There you go.
Genius.
Very clever.
Yeah. One of the things I learned that's very effective is that if I am going down the hall to hang a picture or something and I have the Black & Decker in my hand, when I go by the open operatories, zip, 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 revving up the motors really gets their attention.
That's really cruel. I'm one of those people that when they hear that sound, I clench very badly.
Both ends.
Yes. Absolutely. Anyway, open wider.
I want to say greetings to everybody. It's going to be a short stay because I have all my morning's notes to fill out. But happy holidays, and I'll be in the
happy holidays to you. Good to see you, Manny.
We'll see you soon, Manny. Take care. All the best and happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Manny Fernandez, everybody. Always good to see Manny. Right, so the poll is still going. We've got 4 minutes to go, but I think we have a winner.
Can we bring Anthony in as well?
We can. Let me just see. There we go. Bring Mr. Marinelli back in. Signor Marinelli.
Thank you, sir.
He's back. Anthony.
I wanted to say something to Manny because Manny and I had the same synth teacher. And I wanted to see if he remembered that placard about a creative message better than title INS, but that's okay.
He's gone.
And by the way, Manny was the consultant, the content consultant on my synth course, Think Like a Synth. So I owe him for his use of the language and understanding synthesizer definitions and terms.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Cool stuff. One question I've always wanted to ask you, Anthony, if you don't mind answering it publicly. What part of Italy is your family from?
Molise, which is between, it's just below Rome. and it's between Rome and Naples, basically.
Okay.
On the way to Amalfi Coast. It's poor man's Tuscany.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. Yep.
And it's very like medieval. It's not Renaissance like there a lot of Italy. It's like really old castles and stuff. But you know, we love the food. Like I got the stuffed clams going right now.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. Cool. No, I've always wondered. Always trying to.
Got to meet you down there. You'll get quite a meal.
I'll take you up to Locarno, which is where my family's from. Up in Locarno, which is about 50k northwest of Turin, up in the mountains. So it's a lovely.
We'll go ice skating.
Place. Yeah, there's skiing there going on right now. It's fantastic. Right, it's about 1,400 meters up. Sorry,
50k.
Yeah, kilometers. They use kilometers over in Europe.
I was going to say, sort of like 5,000 miles. How big is Italy?
Oh, dear. Anyway, right. I'm going to close this poll. Moving on swiftly. I'm going to close this poll.
Moon.
Because there is an outright winner. There is an outright winner for our best production tool of 2024. And it is, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Zoom L6. That gets the award. Congratulations, Zoom.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
I think that
absolutely
it has everyone that's got one. Just cannot say
wasn't quite that impressive,
Chris.
was it?
No. So there we go. Cubase came in with 29% of the vote and able to move just 13%. So there was quite 56% thought the Zoom. So thank you very much to all our viewers for voting there. We shall move swiftly. Have we got anybody else new in? No, that's cool. Okay. Are we missing anyone we can squeeze in? We got 8. No, I don't know if I can get Peter back in. Is it going to let me? No, it's not going to let me put Peter in.
You could drop me out. Like I'll just hang in the back because like I'm just working today, so I'm here and I'm not in a rush. Like I'm not going anywhere.
Wave frantically or something, or put your bearded dragon in front of the screen to get my attention.
Off slowly and
no.
In the background, and you'll know.
No, you should get me excited. No.
I have a question for Ken before he goes.
Go on then, quickly.
I've always wanted to ask you, Ken, where do babies come from?
Listen, you got to make just the right type of music, and they just appear.
Yeah. I've heard this.
Good.
I've heard this.
And with that, Ken, we'll see you soon, mate. Don't go far. Right, there we go. Let's pop.
When's he going to save up for the rest of his name?
I know. He can always ask Peter for a loan because Peter has.
Peter, no, you bugger off. I got enough names.
Yeah, he's got a spare one.
Okay, so it's 8:10. We've got about 50 minutes. So I want to crack on, at least get the next thing out of the way. And I'm glad we've got Anthony back because I'm going to tackle best hardware synthesizer. Yay. But we're going to start off. we split this. This was Andrew's suggestion. I think it's probably a good one. It doesn't happen often, but there you go. This is a good one. We're going to split this into price range because it's a little bit unfair putting something that's costs 100, 150 bucks up against something that's 3,000 or 4,000. So we're going to do sub 1,500 and over 1,500. And I think that's probably a fair split.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's just have a look here at. Now, I haven't been able to split my list accordingly, but we can go through some of this. So this is what I've got for best hardware synths.
Yeah.
And I think the sub 1,500s here would be the Oberheim TO5. Does that come in? That's about 1499, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Korg Multi-Poly is definitely sub 1,500. As are the Behringer UBXA. Now, I will explain before anybody jumps on me here. The UBXA keyboard was officially released in December of 2023, but didn't start hitting people's studios until 2024. Then, of course, the UBXA desktop version definitely came out in 2024. And then their MS5. That definitely came out this year as well. So I've got those in there in the sub 1,500. The Sonicware Ambient Zero is definitely sub 1500, very much so. Unlike the item below it, which is very much above. So we'll ignore that one for now. The Erica Synth Steam Pipe is around €990. So this definitely counts in this particular half of the section.
Is that shipping now? Because I'm still waiting on mine, or do people in Europe have theirs?
I think people are getting them. I'm pretty sure I've seen some people, unless they're just very lucky.
The beta testers, or if they're in the free roll.
Yeah, it could be.
Mine's coming in January, so I'm anxious about that one.
Yeah, it might be that the Europeans, because obviously Erica being over in this side of the world, they might be getting theirs early.
Yeah, I'm seeing a delivery date of December 31st.
Oh, there you go. In by the skin of its teeth. And then, of course, the Polyend synth as well. Jason, you've got one of these? There you go. There it is.
There you go. Early adopter.
He says there it is. Let's put him on the screen there. There he is. There. How much was that, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
£419.
That's nothing, is it, really, when you consider what
and
it
it's
can do?
engines for days. So it covers most...
Engines.
Yep. And obviously three playable zones, which you can completely adjust to your own sort of preference and customize. Yeah. It just
also, the Arturia Astrolab is sub 1500 as well, so I think that needs to be definitely considered in there. So these are purely my suggestions. So I'm just going to read them out again. Astrolab from Arturia, Oberheim T05, Korg Multipoly, the Behringer UBXA and the MS5, the Sonicware Ambient Zero, the Erica Synth Steam Pipe, and the Polyend Synth.
Sorry, Rob.
Yeah,
I am going to have to drop out soon.
Okay.
So I would like to put one more thing on.
Go for it.
Which only dropped about 2 weeks ago, which is the Rev 3 firmware has made the Arturia Mini Freak a brand new synthesizer.
This is very true.
I just wanted to say it.
Yeah.
And,
I did sit here and think, because I was testing that, and it, like as you say, it makes such. I mean, the Mini Freak itself is an amazing synthesizer.
Yeah, but
now it's just like the most amazing. 30 engines this thing has. But I discounted it purely because it was a firmware update. So
yes, and it's a 2-year-old instrument by now. But I had to put a word in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Guys,
if
I'm
you
going to
haven't
have
got one,
to drop out. I am so sorry. I'll be listening and chatting, but I can't be in StreamYard. I want to wish everybody a really, really happy, healthy, safe, and successful 2025. Some of you I will see at NAMM, and I'll be passing around the hat and taking up a collection so I could be at Super Booth.
You still owe me dinner. You still owe me dinner.
I know I owe you dinner. So
it's all of us.
Listen, I owe all of you dinner, and I will pay for your dinner if somebody buys me a plane ticket.
That's a double-edged sword right there, isn't it?
All right, guys, I'm out of here.
Take care, Mike. Great to see you.
Bye, Mike.
Great to see you.
Bye.
Bye. Let's see. Let's remove. Oh, there he's gone. He's gone. We'll bring Dina back in shortly. But I want to bring in one of our moderators because they've joined us for the evening, or certainly for a short while. Anyway, it's only Andy, Synth Addict, everyone.
Yay!
In vertical form, no less.
Hey, everybody.
How are you, sir?
I'm sporting my custom Ricky Tinez MIDI hat. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. Hope we're not distracting you from driving.
No, I stopped. I was out and about. I'm not a very good moderator today. Sorry, I'm driving. So.
No, that's okay.
But
everyone's behaving.
Yeah. But no, it's good to see everybody here.
Like that, he was gone. Oh dear.
I hope that was safe.
Just got rear-ended.
I'm driving.
It's a Tesla in self-driving mode. It'll be okay.
Yeah, let's we'll pop him out.
There wasn't a river here yesterday.
Dear me. Let's bring back Dina. There she is. Let's pretty the room up. So let's get back to our discussion, which was all about best hardware since under 1500. The list. Sorry.
We're missing.
One missing.
PWM Mantis.
Oh yes. I was.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Got to be on there.
Got to be on that list. Okay, so far, let me just bring this back into the thing. Here we go. Right, so you make you all very small. So we've got Arturia Astrolab. We've got. Oh, hang on. Anthony's got one. I can't find him on the list. There he is.
He's got one.
There.
Yay!
This is
Stunning.
the only one that I have on the list, and I do like it. So
it's gorgeous.
I just wanted to say that. I'm going to have to take off as well. I really can't get that much value with these synths anyway. You know, it's like
you're old school, man.
I kind of am, and I don't have any more room for anything else. So it's like I'm just a little one. It's one thing good about old school is you can be done.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Really good point. Listen, Anthony, thank you so much, not only for just joining us this evening, but for everything you've done for us over this past year. We truly appreciate you, Dante, and what the rest of your team do for the synthesizer community, especially on YouTube. Your videos are fascinating, and I cannot wait to see you again at Superbooth.
Well, that means a lot to us. I'll make sure that they're watching. So all of you, I mean, we just, like I told you earlier, I just like to go where the love is, and you guys are there with it. So that's why you're attractive to so many people. So keep feeling it. Have a great end of this year. We still have a little bit to go here, right?
Yep, indeed.
And blast off for 2025.
Yep. Have a great new year and enjoy it, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Anthony.
Love to you,
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, see you soon.
Anthony Marinelli, everybody. There he is. There he was. Which means that we can bring in, just because I want to, because I love looking at him. He's just there. I'm going to fill the space, you know, and it makes it nice. This is like Synthesizer Brady Bunch. I like this. Or Celebrity Squares, or Hollywood Squares. Yeah.
I keep finding random cables.
Okay,
I'm trying to collect all my cables, and I keep finding random cables everywhere.
Welcome to my world.
So another one that got missed off the list that thankfully Matt in the chat has, this is Bostic247, has reminded me of. And do you know what? When I was making the list, I thought, don't forget that one. And guess what I did? I completely forgot
that
it.
one.
The UDO Super 8.
Sorry, the UDO
Super 8.
Super
Not
8.
the Gemini, because the Gemini was way back. Or I say way back. It kind of came out just before. So the Super 8.
Didn't that Melbourne Instruments one
It's
drop
not
this year too?
Yeah.
Is the Delia? How much is the Delia?
More than 1,500.
More than 1,500. Yeah. So that we'll consider that
2,300.
That's fair.
Yeah, we'll consider that in the next bit.
Get him in.
But before we do, because I am contractually obliged to let him in,
It's
much
the law.
against everyone's advice.
It's the law.
Oh God, no, not him.
Ty on with everybody.
Hello, Ty.
Oh, look at him. Are they talking?
Hello,
about
Ty.
How are you, sir?
How are you, lovely lot?
All good, I think. Did you have a great Christmas with your decorations? Plenty.
I had
and of course
an
the wonderful
amazing
Pip.
Christmas. It was
Cool.
really lovely. Thank you very much. Lots of
good.
Lots of scale electrics. Lots of
Nice.
presents, lots of stupid toys. Lots
Hardware
of
Gran Turismo.
fun. Yeah. Although I have
Good.
to say,
Well-
the best fun I just had was literally, I've just come down from there. Was watching a 78-year-old granny experience Vision Pro for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
That is hilarious.
Nice.
Video footage will be available. And,
Fantastic.
It is
Looking forward to that.
It's a sight to behold. It's just
Excellent.
awesome.
Good
The
stuff.
coffee table still in one piece.
She doesn't even have. I mean, she didn't have a clue what VR was. Literally no concept whatsoever. She just didn't have the foggiest. So. Her head is literally just in pieces all around there.
Wow.
Awesome. Put these on.
Anyway,
Right,
did everyone else have a fantastic Christmas? Oh, sorry, I'm
Yes.
not hijacking. You carry on. Talk about whatever you're talking about.
Well, what I want to do is I want to get the vote up so that we can then put that up and leave that for a few minutes, and then we'll come back. So we're talking about best hardware since under £1,500. I'm using pounds as opposed to dollars and euros, because I'm British, or half of me is anyway. So we were talking about, so let me just go through and pick out, not all of these are qualifying. So the Arturia Astrolab, the Oberheim TO5, the Korg Multipoly, the Behringer UBXA and MS5, the Sonicware Ambient Zero, the Erica Synth Steam Pipe, the Polyend Synth. To add to that, the PWM Mantis, and the Udo Super 8. I'm assuming the Super 8 is sub 1,500, or is it? It's
is
not,
the
is it?
Muse under 15?
No, the Muse. So some of these are going to be over 1500.
Yeah,
so I just
the Muse and the Polybrute, definitely.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to discuss those towards the end. So, Super.
Can I just put in a really, really good word for the stuff that has come out of Sonicware, and especially Ambient Zero?
Yeah, it's been astonishing, isn't it?
I mean, so
look at the smile on this man's face.
That will be Ambient Zero will be my vote. I think that price point, the service, the documentation, and this is a really happy coincidence for me that Chris is on, because Chris, your videos, man, I love them. I love them. It made it so easy for me just to up and get started with Ambient Zero, and I believe you did videos for Mega as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They're excellent tools, and it's funny because the one thing that has been sitting in my cart associated with this list right now, that's been sitting in my cart during the holiday season for the past couple of weeks, is actually the PWM Mantis. And the one thing that is holding me back, that frustrates me so much, is I'm still waiting on decent documentation for my PWM Malevolent. And I feel documentation is a ball that you just can't drop. And I know what it's like to be a small company and a one-man show sometimes, and I'm rooting for them to come through. But on a positive note, you've got someone like Sonicware who has just, not only put out these fantastic focused instruments, and the Ambient Zero is just like their peak right now, I think. It's so well documented, and the videos that Chris has done make it so accessible.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I couldn't agree more. I've lent on Chris in many ways, but mostly his videos for navigating around every single one of their live-ins. It's been an invaluable source. So if you are a Sonicware fan, as I am, and as Robert is as well, mate, your videos really do make a difference. So, no, you're welcome. I forgot to mention the Pittsburgh Modular Tiger keyboard as well, which was on that list. So I think some people might be getting confused, and that's my fault entirely. This list is all the hardware synths. We're just picking out the ones that were sub 1500. So that is Astrolab, TO5, Korg Multi-Poly, the two Behringers, the UBXA and the MS5, the Pittsburgh Modular Tiger keys, which I think is a superb instrument, the Sonicware Ambient Zero, the Erica Synth Steam Pipe, the Polyend synth, and added to that is the PWM Mantis, which I think is getting an awful lot of love, and rightly so. Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to pick just 3 of these to throw to the vote. It's a tough choice.
Can I make an observation, as it were?
Go for it.
The Polyend,
as long as it's quick.
Yeah, the Polyend is 8 sound engines, 8 voices, poly aftertouch on all of those keys. You can zone it. It's an astonishing thing. I've actually just ordered one because it's stupid. You can get them at 399 quid. And I also love the Ambient Zero. I've got one here. I didn't like it when I first got it. Chris, you changed my mind.
Okay. But we need now to pick 3 off that list. I'm going to go to Ty first. Quickly ask him. I'm assuming the two Behringers are going to be high on your list of gear this year.
Yeah.
Sorry, the line just completely cracked up there. I
thought so. Have you got a favourite amongst that lot, other than the Behringers?
Probably the Mantis or the Multi-Poly, to be fair.
Yeah, the Multi-Poly was incredibly good.
Yeah, I think
that is a good thing.
For the money, I think the Multi-Poly, I have to say, I think the Multi-Poly is a... Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go for the Multi-Poly. Yeah.
Okay, all right then. Jason, I'm guessing you're going to go for the Polyend.
Absolutely. And the Mantis in close second.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to put the PWM Mantis as our first option because I think that a lot of people are giving that a lot of love.
Yeah.
The second option that I'm going to put in there, this is my executive decision.
We'll go to Ty first, and then just completely ignore what it says.
Exactly.
No. We've got other options.
I don't blame you. I really
We've
don't
got other
blame
options.
Harsh.
Okay.
It was harsh, Ty.
Let's see, Chris, without any bias here, because one of these products you're kind of closely associated with, but maybe pick something else, because I've already put Ambient Zero on the list.
I've already forgotten what you said, honestly. I've
so
had a drink.
No, you're absolutely fine.
Oh, that's
so,
the
Arturia Astrolab,
was for
Oberheim
Ty.
TO5, Korg Multipoly, the two Behringers, UBX-A and the MS5, the Pittsburgh Tiger Keys, Ambient Zero is on the list, Steam Pipe from Erica Synth, and the Polyend Synth, and the PWM Mantis, which is already on the list.
Oh, yeah. I was going to go for that.
Oh, that's fine. Well, that's fine. That justifies that choice in there. It gives me a spare one. Peter, any you were Mantis, weren't you, all the way?
It's the Mantis all the way. Yeah.
Dina, did you have a choice? You can't put the 2500 on there. I'd love to give you a pass on that one, but
well, the only one I have any familiarity with is the Erica Synth. So.
Okay, cool, nice one. I'm going to mark that as a plus for that. Mr. Spong.
Yes.
Any of those you think?
Yes, me.
I'm just sorry to again, yet another year, and there's no CS80 on the list.
Sorry, can't help.
Ambient Zero for the under.
Yes.
Polybrute 12.
Well, we'll come to that later. We'll come to the
For the
big ones.
over.
Yeah.
And Teenage Engineering, because they always put a smile on my face with their pricing.
Well, we'll come to those since it'll be the last one we do. Andrew, I'm guessing Polyend or Ambient?
Do you know what? It's there's the three. I was going to say the Astrolab, but that's. I think I remember it really well. The Korg Monopoly as well.
The multi-poly,
I like that. So it's that or the Ambient. It's one of those two, and I don't know.
All right
which.
then. Well, I'm going to do something. I'm going to put the multi-poly in. Okay. Because I do think that Ty's right for once. That it is an incredibly good synth.
Shut up, Ty.
For the money, it's great. And I'm going to add a fourth one in there because I'm going to make this is my choice. And again, because I have complete power over all of this, and I can cut you off at a moment's notice.
Was that Kermit?
Well, kind of. It was green and wrinkly. I'm going to put in there, and I know some people will go, "Oh, he would put that in there," but I'm going to say the Arturia Astrolab because that, for me, was a really important step for Arturia. 25 years old this year. They've released two incredibly good keyboards, and the Astrolab has taken all of their, well, not all of them, but almost all of their brilliant software instruments and dumped them into a hardware keyboard where you don't need to be tethered to the laptop to perform with it, and it's a really good solid keyboard as well. I think a lot of people
want that still. I
think a lot of people are fairly cynical at the outset about it and what it could do, and then once they got their hands on it and played around with it, I think a lot of people changed their mind. So I'm going to take this executive decision, throw that onto the list, and make it a list of 4 to choose from now, not just 3. We're going to have 4 things to choose from. So
vote, so
do you want to drop me out and bring Andy in?
Oh, hang on, is he back? Is he? I didn't see him.
He's been back a while.
I apologise profusely. Let me just put the proper names into there. Right, the poll is going up right now. There are 4 options in the poll. PWM Mantis, the Sonicware Ambient Zero, the Korg Multipoly, and the Arturia Astrolab. Please feel free to vote for your favourite, and we'll give that about 10 minutes or so, unless we see something racing away with it. We'll bring that to a shut. So let me see. Kent, you want to forego your place?
Yeah, no, go, let Andy in.
Go on, Ty.
I'll give you one hint as to my second choice. I am literally just buying a Mantis.
He's just buying a Mantis as we speak.
Yeah, I knew you would.
As we speak.
Brilliant.
Because I actually, as we're talking about it, joking aside, I actually thought, Christ, I really wanted one of those. Why haven't I bought one?
Yeah.
And you've just reminded me that.
I played with Peter and I played with them, didn't we, last year? Was it last year at Super Booth? No, it was me and Ben. This year we played with them. in 24. But the year before, me and Ben played with the early Mantis, and even then it was rather incredible. It does get a lot of love, that one. Okay, so
I'm feeling the peer pressure.
Yeah, I know.
No, absolutely.
He has that effect.
I'd give it to the Mantis because it's cool, and also for the Hug It legacy. So
absolutely.
All about Hug It.
It's the Hug It legacy. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Talking of which, didn't Dave Spears do an amazing video on the Oscar this year? I think that was one of the highlights of the video world. Because it's all. I mean, it's always great to hear Dave, not just talking in general. Because I could listen to him read the Bible or the telephone book, and I would love it. But just to hear him enthuse so passionately about a friend of his, a hero of his, no less. It was a great video. If you haven't watched it, G4 Software, 30 years of the Oscar, I think it was called. Anyway, what's that? What's he bringing that now?
Oh, we got that, Jason.
Oh, look at that! Let me just bring that in for.
Oh, blimey.
Hang on, it needs a bit of love, but there it is.
Wow.
Look at that! Talk about. This thing sounds so good, so good. It shouldn't sound as good as it does. It really doesn't. It's just amazing bit of kit. Yeah, but it needs some love because the keyboard's not working. I guess that's the synth.
I know a man.
You know a man.
Do you?
We know a man. Yeah.
It'll fit through a letterbox as well.
Yeah. But will it fit past Nelly? That's the thing.
Wow.
No, yes, absolutely. It's some great stuff there. Right, that vote is it's close.
Oh, it's very close.
It's very close.
Mantis.
Yeah. So
Mantis,
if you haven't
go.
voted yet, we've had 63 votes, but we've got nearly 150 people watching. Come on, give us a
vote Mantis.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, do you know what?
Are you on commission or something?
Sod the Korg, vote Mantis now.
Yeah, vote Mantis. Vote Mantis.
So it's
the only vote that means.
Lots of apathy, right? A lot of apathy in the chat. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, keep going with your votes, and we'll come back to that shortly. Mr. Unwin.
Oh, yeah.
You've been busy.
Yes, I've been very busy. Thank you. Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs and stuff. Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Is it all going well?
No.
No. Okay.
But we'll just.
Let's move on.
Because it's Christmas, we'll just go. Yes, it's going really well.
Sparkly dinosaur poop and all that. Did you notice I gave you a mention in?
Do you know what? You and I have to have words. I did notice that you gave us both a mention in your Gear News thing. It was very sweet and very touching. The only problem is you got the year wrong. But apart from that, it was beautiful. It wasn't 1984. It was 1985. But it was very fetching. And thanks for drawing people to the video that I'd rather forget.
Ultimate goal.
I mean, literally the video. I mean, look, I looked okay. I had hair. It was 85.
You had hair.
It's fine. I was thin. And,
you were playing a relatively cool synthesizer as well.
Cool synth, and Pip looked cool for an 11-year-old, as cool as an 11-year-old can look.
Like a rabbit trapped in headlights.
So there we were. Yeah, but it's very sweet of you, so thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And,
you had Wagyu to think. You had Wagyu to thank for that.
Oh,
because I was in the middle of writing it, and he said, "Have you included that?" I thought, "Oh no, that's it."
No,
that
you should have just left it with "Oh no." That's what you should have left it with.
Thank
oh
you.
No.
Thank you very much indeed, Wagyu.
No,
you're more than welcome. More than welcome. Okay, so the votes are it's neck and neck. Literally,
come on.
Mantis.
My horse has completely dropped out of the race, which I'm very disappointed about. I think we might win the next section.
Strong year though.
It is, absolutely. It's been a really good year, 2024. I'm going to go around the table, as so to speak, and ask you each to give me one particular highlight of 2024 when it comes to synthesizers and music technology. Let's start off with Mr. Andy Synth Addict, one of our moderators. What's been your specific highlight of 2024 from a music technology perspective?
I mean, a lot of fun things going on, but I always enjoy NAMM. It's like Disneyland for music nerds.
Mm-hmm.
So even if something new and crazy doesn't come out, that's like, ooh, I gotta have it. It's just so much fun to meet people like Anthony Marinelli and so many other people out there that make all this stuff happen and are fun to learn from and talk to and stuff. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to next year. It'll be really amazing. One quick thing I wanted to bring up, because I don't think you talked about gadgets or fun stuff that's kind of cheap. this Artiphon Corda that came out this year.
Oh yes,
is incredible because it has this kind of rolly aspect where you have a slide function, you have wiggle on the key. They're hard keys, but you have all this expression. You have accelerometer, and you have four modes.
Yeah, I think we covered it when it was announced.
Yeah. And when you Bluetooth it or MIDI wired to some other gear, you can just do all kinds of crazy stuff with it.
Awesome stuff. Cool. Yeah. So NAMM 24 or NAMM 24, and looking forward to NAMM 25.
Big time.
Let's see. Let's go to Jason. What was your music technological highlight, other than the wonderful Jackson, who is just brilliant?
It would be remiss of me to say that I think mine happened. Well, Jackson, I suppose, on synthesizers, all the kind of the streaming, because I started doing a little bit last year, and obviously having cut my teeth in sort of standard content, doing a live stream was something that I started last year and enjoyed, and then this year made a real effort to sort of just go at it, and it's grown really beautifully, and sort of I like that. So it's a great bunch of people that turn up, and I think a lot of people are here as well. So I'm very thankful every week for that, and it just usually is me and this thing doing exactly this. So I'm trying to do something, and he's all over it. It's like no, I want to be here. So that's good. So thanks for the patience, but I guess that is built upon my sort of doing the patch off in Synth East, and I think Synth East, I didn't peak early, but it was a highlight of the year that happened in February. So it's like, well, where do we go from here? So that was that really. But looking forward to Synth East in this coming February as well.
So 24th, I believe.
Absolutely, I'll be there helping Robin. I'm going to do some filming for him as well, so that's going to be quite working the event rather than as a performer as it was last time, but and catching. But yeah, so that was it really. Yeah,
cool, nice one. Thank you very much indeed, Jason. Let's go to Chris Lodi. Yeah, cool. Yeah, come on, wake up. What was your musical technological highlight of 2024?
I'm going to totally riff off Andy Synth Addict's answer and just say Bristronica, because it was just a wonderful thing. It's my first. I've never done a trade show before. I've never been to a trade show, and I was working on one of the stalls and just getting to meet everybody, and super enthusiastic people, and then just spotting all the people I've been watching on YouTube's like rock stars. Suddenly there's everyone's name's gone out of my head all of a sudden.
There's Jason. You saw Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
There you go. And then you saw Jason again.
Yeah.
Cool. No, I agree. I think the whole community aspect of it is for me. If I'll get mine in. Mine was Super Booth again this year. And I think from an actual thing, the Polyroot 12 was for me just the most incredible instrument to come out, and there was such a kind of convoluted story for me personally with my journey with this instrument and with the company that just made it very, very special. But I think Super Booth is my particular favourite. But they're all good, and Synth East is great, and Bristronica is great, and Synthfest is great, and NAMM I'm sure is great, and I'll find out for myself one day. But yeah, the fact that we can all get together, especially in these post-pandemic times, I hope I never have to say that phrase again. Yeah. Dina Perlman, what was your kind of technological or music technological thing? It doesn't have to be a piece of hardware; it might be an event. What do you think?
It was such a big year. I don't even know where to start. I think one of the things that was probably the most amazing was, this representation of the 2500 behind me. We made it for a fundraiser, and to actually have the 2500 wing cabinet in my house for about a month and a half in between receiving it and bringing it to the Record Co. So it goes to our project where everybody can use it, and just to have it alone for a month and a half, and to really dig in. And a lot of people I called up and they're like, help. This is a whole different animal. I don't remember, because everyone thinks that for some reason I should have known how to play, even though I was 8 or 7 when it came out.
Exactly.
So I think having the 2500 in such close proximity, being able to use it, play with it, and then sharing it and seeing people learn on it, it was just.
And then, of course, you have that connection because your dad designed it. So.
Yeah.
That's got to be special.
Well, we didn't have any extra ones lying around the house for some reason.
Did you not?
No.
Oh, that's no good. No, but no, that's a really good answer. Thank you for that. Right, who haven't we asked yet? We're going to go to our guest, of course, Robert St. John. You're not allowed to answer Doctor Who, okay? I know it's a technological thing, but it's not.
Well, and actually, to loop back to that and everything, I'm the wrong person to ask to defend the other night's episode of Doctor Who. That's not going to happen. So, but easily the highlight of the year for me was NobCon in Chicago in September. It was awesome. I got to meet Dina. I got to take Dina to breakfast. I got to meet Manny. I got to meet Dr. Mike.
Never mind. There's always a downside. I can say that.
And funnily, strangely enough, I got to meet Mitchell Sigmund. It's like I think sometimes people like forget the Cherry Audio. We all work remotely, and so getting to go to NobCon and hang with Mitchell and hang with Mel Meehan, our graphics genius and interface designer, to hang with James Terrace, our chief sound designer. We had a ball. That was the first NobCon I'd been to. It was actually the first event I'd been to since 2019. It was just that sense of community and everything. And plus, we played the whole practical joke of on Saturday, all of us were wearing Atomica T-shirts before we'd even announced what Atomica was. I was like, why are they all wearing Russian water? So that was easily the highlight of the year for me.
Mal says thanks, by the way. He's in the chat.
Hey, Mal.
So that's great, lovely. Who have we asked? Oh, Peter James Stephen. What was your? I think I kind of know the answer to this.
Well, touring with you, obviously.
Obviously, no, but I think there's a more specific.
No, I think showing the history of the emulators was just.
But specifically,
icing on the cake, it really was.
But specifically, it was probably Bristronica, wasn't it, for you?
Yeah.
Because you got to hang with Dave.
With Dave, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
it's nice, easy answer, that one. It was. It was
looking forward to next year.
It was a lot of fun. Look forward to doing that again for sure.
Yeah.
Let's ask Ty, because he's looking miserable because nobody's talking to him.
That's just.
Is that just resting bitch face? Yeah. Okay. Your highlight, sir.
Well, I was going to turn around and say meeting you tosser, but no, I'm not going to.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we did.
Synfest was.
It was.
I kind of left the building and actually ventured. Into the big wide world and met you pair, which was. Well, I'd met Pete before, obviously, but but I met you. And,
indeed. Was that your highlight?
Really? I was going to say it was a highlight, but obviously that's it was.
Well, I take it. Oh, thank you.
It's actually, to be fair, it was actually great to meet everyone. Really, I mean, everyone said exactly the same. That it is those events that kind of become more. It's more about the people than it is about the gear. And it was really true. It was just really so amazing to meet all the brilliant people out there.
Yeah.
It really was great, and to put a lot of them to put faces to names and. Yeah, it was really enjoyable. I had a great time.
Yeah,
in terms of gear, for me, it's the probably the Dreadbox, the Murmux 3.
Oh yes,
which is probably that's If you have, it's one of those synths. If you ever get a chance to play one, it's just automatic falling in love with. And I'd probably say that. To be fair.
Cool stuff. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed, sir. It was an absolute pleasure to meet and give you a hug, and then drag you as if you needed dragging to Tom's stand, where you proceeded to bounce like a child. Which was, I think, that was one of my highlights. Watching you get all excited about a synthesizer, to see it in person is quite a magical thing. I will come back to my personal one, but I'm going to now go. I think we've gone to all of our guests. Unfortunately, Chris The wonderful Chris Meyer has had to leave us, which is unfortunate.
Me out of everything. You didn't
but
let me vote
no, of
last
course,
time.
there it is. There it is in the background.
I should get naked.
Just over the shoulder, he's always there. I'm so sorry, Ken. What was your particular highlight of this year?
Oh, I don't have one. Screw you guys.
Really? Oh,
no.
No.
So my highlights are weird this year. So I didn't do as much traveling. I did do some really cool events, but that wasn't really my highlight. My highlight this year was actually kind of a negative, but it was a positive, and that was just some internal things that I was working on that I wasn't loving. I was backed up by other people in the community and proven that quality matters. And I feel like in 2024 that was the theme for me is to discover that, to I don't want to get into too tight of specifics, but just being reassured that quality is really highly valued in the community, and that was really cool.
Yeah, amen.
I know I'm being a bit cryptic here, but it just kind of is what it is.
Yeah. No, that's very good.
I was really impressed by, people who stood a lot to lose by standing behind quality, and but did so anyway, and it made me feel more confident in where I am and where I'm heading and that sort of thing. So that was really great. And then gear-wise, this is a little bit self-serving, but a great friend of mine, Corey from ModBap, released Colors module, which is a module that I was kind of really pressing about because he has a module called Hue, which is it does tape saturation and drive and everything, but it's mono. And I kept telling him, I was like, I really want stereo of this, but I don't just want it to be the same thing as two hues, because you could just get two hues. So Colors released, and it's really cool and super useful. And so that was my gear highlight, is seeing that module see the light of day.
Corey does some good work for sure. Right, I'm going to Peter. Would you mind if I just popped you to the side so I can bring Kent in, because I think he's fallen asleep. Let's have a look, shall we? We'll see you back in a moment, Pete.
Okay.
Just pop you out there and bring. He's
Wake
gone.
up, Kent! Wake up! Hello.
I am here, scratching a dog's ass.
Oh, nice. Well,
no,
whilst you do that,
Nelly loves her back done just where her tail is, and she just pushes up against.
Just like Jackson does.
Jackson,
exactly.
That's
a thing.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. So,
all right. Yeah, I know you like it as well, Ty.
I'm doing exactly the same now.
I'm conscious of the time, gentlemen.
Don't worry.
We've got 2 more polls to get out, so they're going to be very quick.
I think with that scratching.
Very quickly, Ken, what was your music technological highlight of 2024?
Polybrute 12.
Okay, yeah, nice and simple.
Opening the box and going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely, all day.
Short and sweet, just like the man himself.
Well, not much else happens here, let's face it.
This is true.
Yeah.
And last, but by no means first.
Yeah, no one cares. Move on.
Andrew Longhurst, former employee of Emu, if anybody didn't know.
Mway.
No, really?
Yeah,
what was your music technological highlight of 2024?
Honestly, not lots of people know just how bad my back is and how difficult it is for me to get around.
Front's not much better.
So getting to these shows has not been as much of an option for me this last year. It will be next year. I've got plans, don't worry. So for me, the highlight this year has been this. Every Friday, and all the people that I've met and people that have supported other people. This community is astonishing. Some people know, stuff about others, and the confidences that are shown and the help that's offered here for all sorts of things, technical and creative and personal, is just astonishing. So this, for me, Pro Synth Network is every Friday is an absolute godsend, and the people that come on here, the love that's spread is just amazing. Technologically, I think I'm, even though I haven't got one, it's got to be the PB12. It's got to be the PB12 for me. It's just such an astonishing step. So that's me. That's my.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the kind words and everything. That's what we try to do with this thing. Is we're not your typical synth YouTuber type channel. We're not doing this for a living. We do this purely because we had a community of people that we wanted to reach out to and have them be part of this. So it's really nice to hear that we are maybe hitting the mark every now and again. So that's good. It makes me feel all warm and tingly. I think so that we've gone around the whole room. I don't think I've missed anybody out. So thank you all for your contributions. And we must move on very quickly. By the way, if the guys from the Symptoms of Reality channel are watching, I'm sorry. We are going to run over a little bit. So if you want to start. But if you steal any of my viewers, God damn it, I will come round there. I will hunt you. So we're going to move on we're going to leave the hardware one till last. Now, Robert might have to excuse himself from this because I'm sure he'll be biased, but maybe he won't. We'll give him the opportunity.
No, I think that's fair. I think I could see where this is going. Favorite marketing person in the industry.
Exactly. Favorite marketing is of course our next.
I will graciously step out and wish you all happy holidays. Very happy New Year.
Well, you can stay in if you want to stay around. I was just saying if you want to just sort of just take a back seat on this vote because it's to do with the best software synthesizer, and you work for a software synthesizer manufacturer.
It does. So
all we're saying. So I will ask you. You might. Look, trust me. I don't think Dan and Mitchell are watching. So if you have a favourite synthesizer that isn't a Cherry Audio one, you're in a safe place. You're amongst friends.
It's not a problem.
He is so conscious of that career limiting comment. There's about to. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the best software synthesizers of 2024, and there were many. This again is simply my list that I've chosen. Let's go through them very quickly. Cherry Audio are just sweeping the bloody board. They're making these for breakfast. The P10, the Atomica, the Chroma, the CR78, the Whirlybird 140B. Of course, there was also the Blue, which is the Hammond, but I've left that off because, God damn it, they've got so many on there as it is. G4 Software, Imposca 3, Virtual String Machine 4, Oberheim OB1, Oberheim DMX, the Icon Drum, all amazing plugins. Arturia gave us the Mini Brute V, which I thought was a masterstroke. The Synthex V, which of course was their version of the Elka Synthex. And then there was Augmented Yangtze, which I thought again was a little left field, but absolutely brilliant. And the very recently released Augmented Mallets, which is completely free of charge until the 2nd of January, kids. So get on that if you haven't already. And I just thought for a freebie, the quality was just incredible. Synapse Audio's The Legend HZ, of course, Hans Zimmer, is an incredible expansion of the original plugin. I thought it was just incredible. And I've been playing with it with the Polybrute 12 and the full, MPE stuff. It's very, very good. Tal Software's Talfa blew me away. I never realised how much I really actually quite liked the Alpha Junos until I played with this thing. It's so good. Yuhi's Zebralet 3, completely free of charge and an incredible synth, and one that I got to watch Howard Scarr mess around with live in person, which was a bit of a highlight for me this year. Waldorf released a couple of plugins towards the end of the year, the Microwave 1 and the Blofeld, which just came out last week. I thought was an incredibly good conversion of the hardware version. This one was a tough one to put in there, but I thought it had to be recognised. Aodio, unfortunately, are no longer a business. They unfortunately went under, and a lot of people's money got lost along the way because they were doing Kickstarters on particularly the polyphonic physical modelling synth that they were working on. It didn't happen, as there was another thing as well. The Loom, I think, was another item that didn't make it to market. But they did release the Anima V, which was the physical modeling plugin, and I think that's incredibly good. So if you know physical modeling is your thing, I think that's a really nice one. You can't get it anymore, unfortunately, but it's a really nice instrument. Acoustica Audio, just towards the end of the year, released The Thing. It's a very CPU hungry thing, but it does sound incredibly good, and I think that as they optimize the code in the coming months, I think that will become a good one. And Ali James Labs, who I really do love Ali's work, particularly his V-Prom drum machine, which is a Lindrum clone, and the SDSX V, which is the Simmons clone, are very good. This is a Pearl Syncussion clone, but 4 of them in one package for like 30-40 quid. It's incredibly good and sounds amazing. So those were my choices. I need to just kind of whiz around. If there's something that wasn't on that list that you think deserves to be on the list, can you shout it out right now?
Did the I'm not sure. The Korg Collection 5 came out this year, did it? Is that right?
Oh yeah, the update to that. So what did that include? Was there anything new on that?
Nothing of any real worth.
Was there anything new on it? No. Okay.
I think it was just updates. Really. Yeah. Okay, so dismiss that one. Anything else? Ty, have you got anything that you can think of that wasn't on that list?
No, I mean you've kind of covered it. That really, in terms of the good ones.
Anyone else got anything that they think I should add to?
Vintage? That was the best laugh I had all year.
Honestly, yeah,
it was better than Lee Mack. Honest to God. Better than Lee Mack on stage. Honest to God.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think I have to recuse myself from this thing as well.
Okay. Why is that? Why? Come on, tell us.
No.
Okay.
There's a lot of great offerings this past year, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. Robert, did you want to throw anything in there that wasn't a Cherry Audio product?
Actually, I thought your list is really complete and includes what I would choose if I were, well, I'm not going to vote for a Cherry Audio product. I'm going to vote for something. I'm going to put my vote towards something else that I thought was just as impressive, but I'm also not going to disclose what that is.
Okay, fair enough. BF in the chat. Now, listen, I did think about putting Madrona Labs Sumu on there, but all I've done is seen a few videos, haven't even played it, so I couldn't put that on the list because I wasn't coming from a position of authority on that one. But you're right. What I've seen, it's an incredibly powerful instrument, so that would be cool.
Can I make a pitch?
Yes, of course.
Chroma, just an astonishing instrument. And I think Cherry did such a good idea. Yeah, such a good idea. Such a good job with that. And also the Imposca 3.
Yes,
I think that's an amazing instrument.
Let's not forget that, of course, Rhodes themselves have now associated themselves with the Chroma plugin. So it's now the Rhodes Chroma plugin, which is very good. And much like Oberheim have done that with GeForce. Which is really cool. Yeah. Kent, have you got a favourite plugin? Favourite software synthesizer?
From that list?
Well, that list or anything from your mind.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, how long have you got? But from that list, I love Cherry Audio's CR78. I think it's one of the best ones that's ever been done.
Yeah.
And it's much easier to program than what I used to have to do. We used to sellotape an umbrella to the WS1 switch, because that way you got the timing right. What else? Zebralette, obviously. For the obvious reasons, because Howard Sky is associated with it. And cool for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know one, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be. It's not a particularly well-known one. Sound Particles Sky Dust 3D.
I'm not aware of that one.
Yeah.
Your drug choice.
It's very clever. There's a kind of FM. I can't believe I'm saying FM, but there's a lot of FM going on in there. But it's the whole 3D thing.
That's the one we were goofing on at NAMM when I was walking around. That was the Sky Dust.
That's
no one knew what it was.
It's a good synth.
No one knew what it was. They were looking at the funny marketing stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Justin.
It's a clever thing.
Justin's just reminded me that the Korg update, which Chris referred to, did include the ARC 2600 in software.
That was new, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was new. And also there was a Vox Continental, and then there was the Electribe. Not the Electribe. The EP
Vox
one.
Continental. We'll leave it.
Yeah.
That was the easiest way.
You know, I will say that there were two 2600 software emulators.
What was the second one then?
Yeah, there was. I remember looking it up.
In Music Brands, Way Out Where.
Oh, of course, yeah, the Time Warp.
But that's been
Yeah,
around
that was
for
a great
ages.
one.
That's
The
been
Time Warp and the
that
Core.
died
They
and
came out
yeah.
almost at the same time.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
It was the easiest way for me to actually play with a 2600. I've never been able to get my hands on an actual synth. So, yeah.
Okay. Have I not asked Jason? You got a favourite software?
I don't really.
You're not really
I've just haven't used software for a while, but I do have a fondness for the Imposca. Just because of its beauty and it's spot on. I guess Arturia. I've had a lot to do with the Augmented series, so the mallets is cracking
great, isn't it?
what they do with. It's just out there. It's something different, isn't it? The Augmented series is taking acoustic instruments and doing something a bit special. So the whole lot. So I think probably I would throw my hat on that one.
Okay, cool. And Ken, have we asked you yet, Ken?
I was kind of thinking in the same way as far as the Arturia stuff. I thought it was really cool. I don't know if it was definitely this year, but I thought it was cool that they finally did the mini brute in
that was this year.
VST.
That
I
was
actually am one of the people that love the mini brute sound, so that was pretty cool. But I have to admit, more often than not, I use software effects as opposed to synthesizers. But I did really like seeing the Cherry Audio stuff, and plus the price points that they come out at is crazy. So it makes it really accessible if you're just like, if you have that itch for like, I want some new gear, but I don't want to spend a lot of money because I keep doing that, and I know that maybe I'm only gonna use it sparingly. Like it's so great, and I agree about the chroma stuff. I wasn't insanely aware of how good an actual chroma sounds up until maybe a year or two ago, when a buddy of mine he's got like 6 of them, and he has them panned in stereo and then center. And it's and he has like the expanded controls. So when I saw that coming out, it piqued my interest, and so that stuff is very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Ty, you want to say something?
Said nobody has ever worked on one.
I was only going to say, if you want to know, I mean, realistically, out of that list, my 2 favourites fairly clearly would be the Legend HZ, HC, whichever you want, it's HZ, and the OB1. They're the 2 that I use. Out of all of that list, they're the 2 that I use the most. The OB1, there's something really quite special about
that. Was a good plugin.
Yeah, the OB1 is a good.
That is
really,
a great plugin.
It's great, and the Legend.
I only got that the other week. It really is very, very good.
But the HZ bit of the Legend is I use that a lot. They're the 2 out of that entire lot that I use.
Have I not asked anyone? Has everyone?
I got to say the Waldorf Microwave 1 is incredible. As someone who used it a bunch in the 90s in the stores, it's dead on. It sounds just like the thing. It's amazing.
I'm just waving at Pete. So Pete, are you saying goodbye, mate? Oh no! You want to come in? Yeah.
Drop me out. Drop me out.
I will do.
I need a wee.
All right.
And of course, the Posture 3 is great with Kent's amazing control, the touch digital controller.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I just wanted to put my
best thing
my
ever.
vote into
Please
the
do.
Chroma. Having owned 3 Chroma Polarises, and this thing is just I love it. I absolutely love it.
I was going to say I fully expected the P10 to be on the list, but the amount of love for the Chroma has pipped it to the post.
Yeah, it's
so the Rose Chroma is definitely on the list.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the screen here. So we've got one from Cherry Audio. That's the Chroma. Let me see. What should we say? I'm going to stick. My personal one favorite. It's a tough one. It's so tough. I love the OB1. I love Imposca. I've always loved Imposca. But I thought Talfa, for me, was the one that kind of represented a really, outside of Cherry Audio, great value for a plug-in of an instrument that didn't sort of currently exist in the marketplace. So Talfa is going on for me there. Let's put 2 more on. Shall we say, because of the amount of love for it amongst the majority, is should we put GeForce Imposca 3?
Oh yeah.
Because that is undoubtedly just a superb instrument. And again, we talked about the Mantis. It's another homage to the genius of Chris Huggett. And I'm going to say, for me, it's a toss-up between Mini Brute V and the Legend HZ. What do we think? Any preferences?
Legend.
You go for Legend, yeah.
I haven't had a chance to use the Legend. I need to.
No, I haven't.
No idea what it is. Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'm going to put Arturia's Mini Brute V. Sorry, Ty.
Yep. No, I agree. It's a great thing.
And the reason I've put it on there is because it was a very bold move and something that nobody really expected for them to put a software version, one of their own pieces of hardware. Because it doesn't happen often, and Arturia have done it twice now. They've done the Matrix, the Mini Freak, and now they've done the Mini Brute, and I like it. I like that. I like that kind of attitude, I suppose. So, listen, the Legend HZ is an incredible instrument. Trust me, if you haven't got it, Expressive E, I think, are still doing this amazing deal where you can get 300 MPE presets that work with not just the Osmos, but with any MPE controller. And you can get those 300 presets plus the Legend HZ for a massive discount. You can buy the whole bundle. Or if you've already got Legend HZ, you can buy the presets on their own. So it's definitely worth checking out. Okay, so we've got these four. We've got the Cherry Audio Rhodes Chrome. We've got Tal Software Talfa. We've got GeForce Imposca 3. And we've got Arturia Mini Brute V. The poll is now live. It is there. Go for it. Add your votes. We'll give it 5 minutes or so. So please, please vote.
Did we get a result from the last bit of this?
From
the plugin?
This is the plugins.
Sorry, the
hardware under.
Yes. No,
we did that. Now we're going to very swiftly move on because I'm very conscious we're running over. And you people have been incredibly gracious with your time.
I'm going to have to. On that bombshell, I'm going to have to disappear.
What's your favourite hardware synth of the year?
Murmux, didn't he say?
Murmux. I'd say, yeah,
okay, well, I shall put that into the mix.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there the infamous quiz happening later?
Saturday.
Tomorrow night.
Yes,
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. He's not competitive at all, is he? He's not competitive at all.
I just wanted to see you lose.
There's questions on Nietzsche this year, just especially for you.
Nietzsche.
Nature.
Okay.
Nietzsche and nature.
Nietzsche.
Or Nietzsche in nature.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Great.
Cool.
Nietzsche in the woods.
Okay.
Thanks for joining, mate.
Sunday night.
Saturday.
I'll turn up tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I will.
Not competitive.
I will see some of you tomorrow night, hopefully, and others. If I don't see you, have an amazing New Year. And,
brilliant.
And you, Ty.
I will hopefully see you very soon. Okay.
Bye, Ty.
Take it easy, Ty.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, baby.
Right, okay, we can bring Chris Lodi when he comes. I think he's had to nip to the loo. So that was best software. We're waiting for the results. At the moment, it's not very surprising who's in the lead, but please do vote. There's lots of you watching. More of you watching now than there was at the last one. So come on, vote. You've only got a few more minutes.
Vote.
We are going to leave you with now the final vote of the night, and this is probably the big one, because this is for the big boys. This is for the hardware synths over 1,500 UK pounds. Now, I'll remind you again that this list I'm going to throw up on the screen includes synthesizers that are sub 1,500 because we've dealt with them. I didn't have enough time to split this into two lists. So ignore those. There's no need to rant in the chat. So here we go. So we've got Arturia Polybrute 12. We've got the Moog Muse. We've got the Melbourne Instruments Delia. We've got the Teenage Engineering OPXY. And to add to that list, from our dearly departed friend Ty Unwin, the Dreadbox Murmux 3, apparently. He wants to put that into the list. So that's what we've got. Polybrute 12, Moog Muse, Melbourne Delia, Teenage OPXY, and the Dreadbox Murmux 3. Has anybody got anything to add to that list that we should be considering?
I would have said Murmux.
You gone for Murmux, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, didn't we say the UDO as well?
Yes, of course. Yes, sorry. Yes, UDO Super 8.
Super 8. The Super 8.
UDO Super 8, yeah.
2,500. That's got to be in there.
Yeah. Anything else? Have we missed any? Because I mean, to be fair, this year, if you went to Super Booth, you had
Tom
Polybrute.
You got a Super Booth?
Colossus.
You had the
Colossus.
You had the Polybrute 12, Colossus. No, Colossus. But no, the one that he brought this year that is available for order was the what did he call it in the end?
Maximus, wasn't it?
No.
No.
It was the one that was based on the look of the 2500.
But it's not a clone.
No, which is it? Because none of the circuits are cloned of any. They're all Tom circuits.
And I'm not sure it's available yet.
It's available to pre-order.
No,
yeah. So everything else.
So you can't.
Can't include that.
He should have got us to build it again for him.
He should have.
Would have been done by now.
So, but yeah, it's been a bumpy year. Anaglyph still, unfortunately, we'd loved it to make the list, but it hasn't.
So sadly, there's no Anima Omega, as you talked about AOD already. That would have been.
Yeah, the Omega would have been a nice addition. But yeah, it was the year of the analog polysynth, with the Muse and the Polybrute 12. And of course, then you had what George was doing with the Super Gemini and of course the Super 8, but the Super Gemini is just kind of beat us. Thank you, Agu. The TC5000, that was Tom's contract.
Oh yeah.
So I know some people, I've seen the name Behringer Wave go past. Yeah, it's not available yet. You can order it, but it ain't landing until next year. So that will be considered. Yeah. That will be
by the plugin
in next year's. Yeah, by the plugin.
By the plugin, $29.
Exactly.
By Waldorf.
Yeah. So the Wave, and what's the other one that they recently announced? The LM drum. They will be considered next year because that's when they're going to be landing in the stores. So they kind of disqualified themselves. Anything else?
Well, there is the. Although it was in the lower end, just put it in there. The UBXA.
We considered that with the other ones. So yeah. It misses out on this one. This is for the big boys. So I don't think we've. I think we've missed anything out. So, looking at that list, Polybrute 12, Moog, Muse. I mean, of those two, those are the two big analog polys.
They've both got to be in the list, haven't they?
Both on the list.
Anything from you, Chris?
To choose from.
Big synths, big beasts this year that you want?
Nothing that's not on the list. I mean, it's Polybrute 12 for me again that just made me go, wow.
Yeah.
I'm start saving for that in a few years.
What about the the Teenage Engineering OPXY? I mean, look, Kent mentioned it earlier. It always makes him laugh. It's a lot of money, but those people that I've seen and watched on video using it,
they love it.
They're very excited about it.
It's
they
powerful.
love it.
Yeah.
But is it the best? I mean, should we make that our number 3? Don't know.
I would put the UDO in number 3.
I'd put it down as
UDO.
It's a great
UDO number 3.
Yeah. I'd say the Teenage Engineering it is a good synthesizer. It is. There's no two ways about it. It's just not per pound.
Yeah, well, put that up against like the others. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the UDO.
And I really did like the sound of the Delia, but I couldn't get bloody close to it.
No.
Wherever it was just a crowd of people. It's like the Supercritical Redshift 6. Which I guess we should have put in, although that's only just kind of now coming to production. But
should we include the hardware Korg's PS3300 reissue? Has that actually been released?
It's not available.
I don't even
it's
know
not
what the
available
price
for sale.
That was a bold move.
It's a bold move.
Love it.
And, Dina's just popped back in. There we go. Oh no, there we go. So the Korg 3300 is only a showpiece at the moment. It's not in production. If it is in production, it's not on sale. They won't let anybody who isn't anybody, shall I say?
Right. You can't touch it. Yeah.
You can't touch it. This is. To be fair, it was the distributor at Super Booth that was making those calls, not Korg themselves, but our good friend Mark Barnes, who ironically is a huge Korg user. He beta tests for them. He designs patches for them. And when he went along and said, "Oh, do you mind to have a quick go?" They asked him, they said, "Who are you?" No, you could just say, "I'm sorry, sir, it's not available for public use." No, who are you? Because it just basically implied that the only people they wanted to touch it were people with cameras who had 100,000 plus subscribers. that was a little bit off. And I spoke to Korg about that, and they weren't happy. So, yeah, that's that. But I'd love to include that, but maybe next year. Fingers crossed.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Okay, so given that we are now very short on time, we're actually well over time. Let's make this list. So we're going to start this poll. Actually, no. First of all, I'm going to shut the other one. So I will announce the winner of that. I will announce that just a moment. If you just bear with me, I should have got a secretary in for this one.
We didn't actually read out the result of the sub £1,500 hardware.
I thought we did.
No. Because Ambient Zero was on the list, and I don't know if it won.
I'll go back to it. Right, okay, so let's do this one first. Start the poll. So oh, no. What am I doing there? End poll. Don't vote in that one. That was an empty poll.
Oh,
right.
I went to vote.
Right, so Arturia.
As long as it's not Brexit.
Polyproof 12.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, controversial.
Press the wrong button.
Moog Muse. UDO Super 8. Did we want to put a fourth one in there, or are we happy with those three?
I think those three.
Happy with the three.
Right. Okay, the poll is live. So best hardware synth under 1500 for Chris's benefit. The winner was the Korg Multi-Poly.
Oh.
Slightly below that was the PWM Mantis.
Yay.
And then I believe the Sonicware Ambient Zero was just below that, but I can't find the poll result now. But yeah, it was the Multi-Poly that won. The Ambient Zero came in third, but it was pretty tight amongst all of them. It was pretty close. So, and to announce the winner of the best software synth, as voted for by Pro Synth Network and its viewers, we'll do in fourth place the Talfa. In third place, the Arturia Mini Brute V. In second place, G4 Software's Imposca 3.
Yay!
The winner by some stretch, you can take a bow here, Robert, is the Cherry Audio Rhodes Chroma. So that wins our title of the year. Right, so let's see. The voting is taking place. We're getting some good numbers in there. Please hurry, because we're going to shut that vote in a few minutes' time. Very quickly, round the room. Let's do this one more time. We'll start with the ladies again. Dina Perlman, 2025. What can we expect from you and the Alan R. Perlman Foundation?
The beginning of an 18-month grand tour of everywhere. It shows synthesizers, plays synthesizers, as many trade shows as possible to celebrate the centennial of my father's birth. There should be some musical compilations. We will have more information about that. Some publications, again, more information. A lot of stuff is cooking. So I would just say, again, subscribe to our channels and our email, and please keep your eyes open. We have so much fun ahead of us for you.
Yeah, can't wait for that. And please do come on the show and tell us all about it as and when it's all happening. Cool. Chris Lodi, 2025. You gonna be a busy boy this year?
Yes, it looks like it. But 2025 is hopefully going to be the year of self-care. That sounds really...
Always a good... No, never be ashamed of that.
No,
never
really
be ashamed of that.
To not be working every weekend.
So, just to be here, self-care or self-love?
Oh, yeah. Bit of both.
Cool stuff, yeah. There's new stuff on the horizon, isn't there? So,
yes, that I can't look about.
Of course. But really look forward to that, and I'm looking forward to you explaining it to us all.
Yeah,
because that's half the fun, I think. Let's go to Robert St. John. I know you can't say anything because you're sworn to secrecy, as we would expect. But busy year coming up for Cherry Audio again, because I mean you've been going back gangbusters for the last few years. Is it more of the same?
Yeah, I've seen the roadmap. It is exciting, and I think 2024 was a nice evolution from 23, and it's like each year we do things a little bit different, get a little bit better, and so yeah, 2025 little bit better, a little bit different, and personally, and actually, I'm gonna go ahead and speak for Mal too, because we just made like pinky promises the other day that we're gonna make sure that we make more music personally this year.
Cool.
Yes.
Good stuff. Glad to hear that. Mr. Ken Flux Pierce, now I know that you're going to be sworn to secrecy on a number of things, but I have been moaning, in a jovial way, I've been moaning about the lack of anything new and exciting from ASM. Could we possibly see something added to the catalogue in 2025? Is he? What? Can he hear us?
Sorry, I was checking something out. I was doing some audio stuff.
2025 for you. What's it got in store, and can we possibly expect something new? Glenn's in the chat. We mustn't say anything.
I think there's going to be something new every day because every breath we take is new, right?
Yeah. I'll be watching you.
Ooh. Look, Glenn's in the chat. Let me explain to you about how I would prefer to keep my job.
Exactly. Career limiting statements. By the way, Glenn Darcy, welcome. Glad to have you amongst us. We must get you back on the show again.
Definitely.
Maybe with this guy as well. You have a double header.
I do keep trying to convince him to let us put out a proper, accordion. Or coffee maker,
tuba.
I would really like a nice smoker that combines a pizza oven.
Yeah,
like I've got ideas. But
the important question is, does it come with polyphonic aftertouch?
Depends on how quickly you burn your hands.
Yeah, exactly. No, I understand. No, thank you for that insight. I mean, I say on whenever we talk about ASM, it's like, when are they coming out with something new? Because the first thing they came out with was brilliant. So we need more of that. So hopefully, we'll see something soon. But according to Glenn, no. I don't know whether that's a no or whether that's an NDA no. Anyway, thank you, Andy, Synth Addict. I guess you're going to NAMM. That's going to be a good thing for you. Got anything else lined up for 2025? We've got to do a show, by the way. That's going to be another highlight. Yeah. We've got to do our show about security for sure. Yep. But anything exciting in your pipeline?
I'm saying I'm definitely well beyond self-care and self-love at this point. But
aren't we all, darling?
But no, I'm looking forward to the NAMM extravaganza. It's always fun on Kent's pub to goof around at NAMM and just see what happens. Buffet crampon for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Cool stuff.
And just the usual stuff, hardware jams, all that stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're a good contributor to that. Peter James Stephen, what's lined up for you 2025?
Well, I'd like to do my class of 7984 with the SK30 showing that, and the Chroma Polaris and various other bits and bobs, some CS stuff. But there's some new music on the horizon as well, which is
nice.
Good, which I'm hopefully working with Ian J. Cole.
Nice.
So this Olympus thing that we were working on, the engines and things. So yeah, it's
fantastic.
Good, hopefully, busy.
Excellent stuff, and we'll be hanging out at shows, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jason Jervis, sir. New cravats, more smoking jackets.
Well, actually, the first thing. No, more cats.
More cats.
New pajamas. More jamming. More jamming in gym jams. Yeah, lots more content and more. Actually, I'm already sort of doing content again, so that's quite nice.
Good.
Again, self-care. I have to say that's very important to me. Eating good. And baking more, I guess.
Oh, yes.
And all the shows this year. Yeah, so I'll be doing everything apart from NAMM, but can't afford that one.
No, it's always been on my list, but it's just something I can't at the moment financially justify. So
I did it in 2020 thanks to Toman, so that was quite a good time to go just before.
Let's go together. Let's try and make a promise. We'll go together. Yeah, that'd be cool.
What about that? That'd be really cool. Yeah. I'll get you the content.
And now I come to my fellow cohorts who I have to say, gentlemen, I'll take this opportunity right now. Thank you for your service for the last 12 months. I know I can be an arsehole sometimes, but you are genuinely appreciated and the audience love you. That's why I keep you around. There's no other reason. You're also very cheap. And yeah, no, thank you. Seriously, thank you for all your effort this year, every week in, week out. Even when you're not very well, you do sterling work. Mr. Longhurst, what is 2025 got in store for you?
Lots more content, lots and lots of content. I've got some sound banks I'm programming up for a project I can't tell you about, and some technology we're working on, audio technology that's kind of interesting, but a lot of content. I'm going to be showing off some of the older stuff and some of the newer stuff, and just trying to get the word out there about synthesis and what a difference it makes to people. So lots and lots coming.
Excellent stuff. Mr. Spong, more repairs, more retirement maybe?
I think there'd be a lot more sexually interfering with farm animals going on than normal. Again.
Pig rider.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Hog rider.
Squeal like a piggy. No. We're trying to get a balance where I'm going to be doing less work of a stupid working till 2 o'clock in the morning nature. I will be taking delivery of Vangelis's CS80, and it seems most appropriate to use the actual synthesizer that did China and Albedo to do a album of my own music, which would sound very much like him actually, because everything I do does, and I'd sort of be like this sort of like cardboard cut-out version to stand in for him not being around anymore.
So you need to gain like 200 pounds and grow a rather large beard.
Yeah, I could put Fiona in a dress.
No,
did I say that? No, I didn't say
you
that.
did.
No,
it's on tape.
No, this thing's not working properly again. Yeah, so do that. Probably I'll dabble in a little bit of manufacturing. We won't leap in the deep end like I did last time and ended up bankrupt. You got to get the Mustang finished and out the door, because there is a Buick 1973 Buick Riviera boat tail I found.
Oh God!
In brown and tan, and she's gorgeous, but she needs a lot of work. So, and that'll take up the entire driveway. That'd be brilliant. So, yeah, there's that as well. So there's a few things on the cards. Also, have some sort of synth party in the back garden.
Yes, that's been on the card.
Where everybody gets invited, and just turn up basically. And there'll be party games like avoid the dog turd, stuff like that. And have some keyboards out and stuff like that. People want to do a bit of a live go for it,
live jam.
Yeah, just annoy the hell out of the neighbours.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
That kind of
Sounds
thing.
like
So
fun.
more sit back and enjoy life.
A Spongy Mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Spongy Mom. Yeah,
Spongy Mom.
Spongy Mom.
It does
Spongy
sound. It does sound like an old lady falling downstairs, doesn't it?
Indeed.
Spongy Mom.
Brilliant. Well, it's great to hear that you're all going to be busy, and you've all got loads of great plans, and you're all really positive about it, whatever it might be. Personally, in case you care,
what about you, Robbie?
Nobody's asked, so I'll ask myself. Hey, Rob, what are you doing next year? Well, let me tell you. So we've got shows. We're booked for Synth East. We've got a stand at Synth East. So the first one is in the bag and booked. I have no idea what we're going to be doing, but we'll do something. And then we'll be doing Bristolonica and Synthfest and Synthesized in Cambridge at various points in the year. Super Booth is all booked and paid for and everything, so we are going to be there, and I'll try this year to do maybe a little bit more kind of content for the channel, but it's difficult because it's so busy. The signals aren't that great, and I'm having too much fun, talking to all these people and being part of this community. So I will try and do a bit more of that. I've got a sound design project which is very exciting that kind of kicked off today actually, is going to take up the best part of next month, so I can't say any more than that, but you will hear about it when it's ready. and I've got my commission for the National Science and Media Museum, which is all to do with their Fairlight stuff. So that's going up. There'll be my music playing when you put the headphones on and press the button, sort of thing. And I think that's kind of all I really know about. I mean, lots of writing, and lots of podcasts, and lots of more of this. I think we shall carry on to see if we can maybe make this even better and even more popular. But I'm kind of liking it as it is. It's nice and cozy. So anyway, that's me for 2025. And
thank you for everything this year, Robbie. Thank you. I mean,
absolutely. Thank you, Robbie.
You've made this channel really special, and you've done amazing work on this.
Well, you're the guy that puts the work in.
Much.
Basically, you put all the work in. I show up and go, yes, I totally agree with you. Where's my money?
Or I have no opinion.
Yeah.
Or as long as it replaces the hardware, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I do promise not to hang myself in a live stream when
please
a horrible product comes on.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. You've done an excellent job.
You're very welcome.
That's for you, Robbo.
Thank you. No, it's a pleasure, and this is a community thing. It's always been a community thing. It's never been a for-profit exercise. God, I wish it could be, but never will be. But I'm so happy that people enjoy it and keep coming back week after week. And we have a lot of fun doing it, and we're part of a much bigger community. There's lots of other channels. Jason's channel, you've got Ranzy's channel, you've got Nick at Sonic Stay, and I'm going to forget loads of people here, so I'm sorry.
Symptoms of Reality,
all of that stuff. Oh, hang on. And so there's loads of great stuff out there, and we're just one small part of it. And I think you all mostly said one of the best things about this is the shows and going to actually meet all of these people.
Yeah.
And it's great when we go to the UK shows, and I'll see Jason, I'll see Peter, I'll see Chris, but it's when we get to go to like places like Berlin and we get to see our European friends, and when the American friends come over, like when Ken was there a couple of years ago with ASM, it was just, I've known this guy online for years, but to actually meet the guy in person was just a real buzz. To meet Dina, I mean, Dina came over here to Synthfest, and we've seen each other other places. It's just so brilliant to get to meet and hang with you all, make new friends, take pictures with each other, go out for a meal. It's just fantastic. So thank you all for coming and watching, and I hope you stick around for next year. Because that, ladies and germs, is half an hour over time, but it is the end of the year.
The result?
And the result of the final result, which is the hardware synthesizer of the year above £1,500. In third place, with 11% of the vote, was the UDO Super 8. In second place, with 27% of the vote, was the Moog Muse, which means that with 61% of the vote, which is not really surprising, the Arturia Polybrute 12 has won our hardware synth of the year above £1,500. And I will be notifying all the companies involved. Just to remind you, the best software plugin was the Rhodes Chroma from Cherry Audio. The best hardware synthesizer under £1,500 was the Korg Multipoly. And the best production tool of 24 was the Zoom L6. So I think all of those are worthy winners. And give those a big round of applause. And thank you all. Thank you everyone that has joined us. I need to also just pick out some people who in the chat, as we've been going on, have been donating money, which is, fantastic, because hopefully, you want us to do more of this. And this is what helps us do it. So Estardos, 20 quid. Thanks for another year of chats, guys. Look forward to it every week. We look forward to having you here as well. Our very own synth addicts there. A bit of charity request for the video. Join link. Sorry, only just saw that, but thank you. Thankfully, you got back in again. So there's Andy's donation. Steve Ixor, met him at the shows this year. Have a great 2025, PSNers and chatties. We also had Tassophie Music, $10. Merry Synthmas, PSN. Thank you very much indeed. And Kissing the Machine, whose Synthspirations was just a couple of weeks ago. Thanks, PSN, for a brilliant year of fun. And just in case you have forgotten, we didn't do a Synthspirations this week because we just didn't have time to fit it in, but we have at least 2 or 3 in the queue, more coming in. don't forget, if you want to tell us about the instruments and the artists and the songs that inspired you to make music with electronic instruments and tools, then you just record a video for a few minutes of you talking about the music that inspired you, the artist that inspired you, and why, and just send it in to us, prosynthnetwork@gmail.com. Just use a file sharing service to send the video on, like WeTransfer or something similar, and then we will feature that on the show. We've got some really good ones coming up in the pipeline, including one from Mr. Longhurst himself, which will be coming, and there'll be a bit of a special addition to that for our Patreon subscribers. And I'll be doing mine, hopefully, at some point this week as well, to stick that into the queue, and that'll come down the line. But if you haven't done one already, and I know that Robert here has already done one, Peter's done one, so Chris, Ken, Dina, hint hint, if you want to tell us about the music that inspired you to make songs and music with electronic instruments, all you got to do, film a video, send it in to me, and we'll feature it on the show. That is it for 2025. It just remains for me to say, sorry, it is.
Don't wish your life away, Rob.
He had one job. One
right
job.
to the end. Right
running
to the
on
end.
empty, literally. Running. That's it for 2024.
Indeed.
That's it for 2024. Thank you to everyone that has watched us over this past 12 months and who has watched us previous and will watch us hopefully in the future. We love doing it. We're going to be back. We're not going anywhere. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you to all of you for taking time out of your holiday week to come and spend 2.5 hours talking rubbish about synthesizers. We love it. We love you. We love everything you do. Come back on the show again soon. Has anybody got anything else they want to say before we say goodbye?
Can I do me 2 C's?
Go on then. Go on. Do your 2 C's. And we're not hearing it.
Not hearing it.
Not hearing it.
Nothing.
It's all right.
Nothing.
Honestly, I did 2 C's. You just have to take my word for it.
It sounded amazing. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you. Here you go. We've got.
There it is.
We've actually got awards. Look at that. We've got awards.
Oh.
Look at that. How cool is that?
I'm sorry.
Anyway, that's it. We're done. Go and watch Symptoms of Reality, who are about to kick off on their channel, and tell them that we're very sorry that we overran. But they do a great show. This is it. Take care, everyone. Have a brilliant New Year celebration.
Happy New Year, guys, and thank you.
Happy New Year, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.